It is the calm before the storm. I want to make that very clear about what's going to happen tonight. Waiting for a few more people to see if others are going to join. I was talking to some people about potentially joining, but we will see here. Everybody right now in my community, okay? I want this to be very clear about what is going to happen tonight. I think you know what's coming. I'm going to be flaming the shit out of this team. Because I cannot stand what just occurred tonight. It is flat out unacceptable to see what we saw tonight. But I won't lie, man. Like, I really honestly, I think I try to be as objective as possible when it comes to certain things. But I am officially, after this game tonight, and I don't think I'm being unreasonable for it being this game that is broken the camel's back. But I have officially made some decisions when it comes to certain people in this Bulls organization, and I want to explain it all here tonight. Yeah, it's gonna be a long night, y'all. Buckle up, because I am losing my goddamn mind right now. I have made it clear to everybody get everybody in my house right now, get ready. Like, you're gonna hear me screaming for hours tonight, okay? We'll see how much energy I actually do have. Because part of me is honestly just depressed. And so, like, I don't want to, like, you know, part of me doesn't really have the energy to be, like, yelling at this team when, you know, I know it's, you know, it's not like I'm yelling at the players, but we gotta talk about not just the players tonight. We gotta talk about a lot of other people tonight. And it's frustrating as fuck right now with what I'm seeing. Not just from the players. Like, the players obviously were just flat out awful tonight, and they deserve a lot of shit for what happened tonight. But in my opinion, bro, there's gotta be people that need to be held accountable tonight. And unfortunately, in this Bulls organization, no one's gonna hold them accountable because their boss is terrible. But we're gonna at least hold them to some sort of accountability on this channel. As little as it is. All right. Let's start, okay? Ladies and gentlemen, I am officially, on this day specifically, it is November 24th. November 24th, 2025. And I think officially today, and maybe I'll wake up tomorrow and have a different sort of idea about this, but I think I'm honestly, I have confirmed this in my head at least. And I am honestly livid as fuck with how I feel like I've given this person too many graces when it comes to trying to figure out how this team is supposed to operate, how to actually coach this team effectively, how to actually develop players effectively, okay? But on this day specifically, Billy Donovan has lost me. Billy Donovan has officially lost me, and I'm not going to ever support this man ever again. I'm sorry. I know that there's a lot of Billy defenders in the Bulls community, and because he's a Hall of Fame coach, that this man is always gonna get the benefit of the doubt when it comes to this sort of stuff. But Billy Donovan, to me, has officially lost me. He has lost me forever, and I am at this point now with him that there's nothing that he can do to rectify this at all. He is gone for me. I'm at the moment now where I'm like, yeah, Billy Donovan, I'm done. I want him gone now. I cannot stand what Billy Donovan's doing. And it's not just because this team lost tonight. It's not just because this team gave up 140 points to the worst offense in the fucking league tonight, okay? It's not because of all that it's not just because of all that stuff, okay? And it's not just because that it seems like no matter what, whoever's on this Bulls roster, it doesn't seem like who's on this, it doesn't matter, but it always seems like under Billy Donovan, the team always plays down to the competition, okay? It's not just that, okay? It's not just that. Billy Donovan, tonight, out of all nights, tonight, decided to bench Matas Buzelis to start the second half. Why? There is nothing, at least in my opinion, to allow for Matas Buzelis to be benched tonight. The entire team gave up 74 fucking points in the first half, but Billy Donovan says, oh, you know what we're going to bench, though, for the second half? Matas Buzelis. That's gonna fix it all for sure. I'm sorry. What? Every fucking player was not playing defense tonight. And in a game where you need size, you need rebounding, you need athletic forwards on the floor to guard guys like Zion Williamson, you bench Montas Buzelis to start the second half. You cannot be fucking serious. If my mic didn't pick up what I was trying to say, which I hope it did, I'm pissed off that Billy Donovan benched Montas Buzelis to start the second half. There is no reason whatsoever to be benching Montas Buzelis in this game. He had one foul. He had one foul in the first half. So he wasn't in foul trouble, okay? He actually got 2 block shots in the first half, okay? He actually was like one of the better defending players in the first half. He guarded Trey Murphy. He guarded Zion Williamson. He's guarded a bunch of guys in this game. And yeah, it wasn't perfect. And yes, there's been moments of struggle this season. But I'm sorry. Are we just blind to the rest of the team that just gave up 74 points in the fucking first half to the worst team on offense in the goddamn league? I'm sorry, what? His solution tonight is to bench Montas Buzelis in the second half because that's gonna fix the defense for sure. Billy Donovan has officially lost me. There is nothing that Billy Donovan can do from here on out to rectify this at all, in my opinion. It's done. I am done. There is nothing, I don't care what Billy Donovan does that's good anymore for this team moving forward, okay? He has officially lost me. I am done with Billy Donovan, and many other Bulls fans have already been at this point. And I respect the fuck out of you because you guys saw it before than I could. Like, I started this stream trying to say that I try to be objective, okay? I try to be objective when it comes to this sort of stuff. And there have been many things with Billy Donovan that I have disagreed with, but I also try to give him some like good overall compliments when he does good things, okay? But tonight, benching Montas Buzelis to start the second half, that is unacceptable. And at this point right now, I do not think he has the best intentions in mind when it comes to his team's future. And again, this is not even talking about 140 plus given up points to the team that's averaging 108 points. You gave up 140 plus points to the Miami Heat, okay? And you gave up a 70-point first half to the Washington Wizards, okay? The Wizards are the 28th ranked offense. The Pelicans are the 27th ranked offense, okay? The Pelicans average the least amount of points per game in the league, okay? That's not even talking about any of this sort of stuff, okay? He benched Montas Buzelis to start the second half. Unreal. I don't care how bad you think he played. I don't care if you think he struggled. I don't give a flying fuck if you are pissed off at his mistakes. Not one. But this man has to be part of the future. And in a game where you're lacking size, you're lacking rebounding, you're continuously giving up offensive rebounds, okay? You're getting attacked inside. Boy, wouldn't it help to have some rim protection out there? Oh man, wouldn't a 6'10" forward that can actually kind of rebound be pretty helpful out there? But he decided, no, we're going to start Patrick Williams and Jalen Smith in the second half. When I saw that, bro, I was seeing red for the rest of the game. I wanted this Bulls team to lose, so I have every right to be screaming right now in my stream. Screaming at them. I cannot believe that he benched Montez Buzelis to start the second half. That is unacceptable. That just can't continue. He needs to go. Billy Donovan. He needs to go. It's done. We don't need him anymore. I don't want to hear him. I don't want to see him anymore. He is not the right coach to be coaching this team. This team should not be prioritizing winning. This team should be prioritizing development. And benching Montez Buzelis in this game to start the second half so that he only got 21 minutes in this game, in a game where you're missing Isaac Okoro, you're missing Dalen Terry, you're missing Kevin Huerter. Like, this is a guy that should be playing at bare minimum 34 minutes in this game, at bare minimum. And he got 21 minutes tonight, 3 fouls. Nah, I'm done. I am officially done. It is donezo with Billy Donovan. Get the fuck out of town. Unfortunately, I'm not AK. I can't make that decision. But maybe AK actually has some pride and some logic inside of himself. Sorry, it's not pride. He has plenty of pride about, and he has plenty of ego. But maybe he actually has some logic for once and says, you know what? The guy that we drafted at 11th overall, the guy that we deem is going to be a big part of our future, maybe our coach should be playing him more than 21 minutes in a game like this. Wouldn't that be something? Maybe we need to actually get rid of the coach. That does not excuse what AK has done. AK deserves as much shit as Billy Donovan does tonight. But if there's one thing that can restore some of my faith in which I have no faith in this front office, but if there's anything to restore any of my faith in this front office, fire Billy Donovan tonight. Benching Montez Buzelis is flat out unacceptable. He did not play horribly. He was not terrible. He had some defensive mistakes. Everybody else did. So why is it only him? Josh Giddey was awful defensively tonight. Oh, but we can't bench him, though, because we just gave him a $100 million contract. Kobe White was awful defensively tonight. Oh, but he's about to get paid from us, though, so we can't bench him. Patrick Williams was awful on both ends tonight. He was getting wrecked by Zion Williamson. Oh, but we can't bench him, though. He got paid $18 million a year. What are we doing? What in the literal fuck are we doing? Everybody sucked defensively tonight. It wasn't just Montez Buzelis. I appreciate y'all listening to my rant. That might not be the only one of tonight, but I've been holding this in since the start of the third quarter. I cannot, for the life of me, understand what Billy Donovan was thinking tonight. And, again, I'm ignoring we gave up 140 points to the New Orleans Pelicans tonight, who are also missing like 8 guys, okay? I'm ignoring that right now. But the fact that Montez Buzelis was benched is flat out disgusting. Unacceptable. And Billy Donovan is done. Done. Nothing you can do. You know what this means? I can't wait for his son to take over as head coach. Because this fucking organization is so stupid. 1 second, I need to respond to a text. Let's get to chat. Let's talk about what happened tonight. Because this is a travesty to what we witnessed tonight. Unacceptable on all levels. All players should be ashamed of themselves defensively. And specifically the coaching staff needs a hard look in the mirror. Because very clearly, they don't know what to do. They're lost defensively themselves. And yes, I am aware we are missing people tonight. But if you guys didn't know, okay, the New Orleans Pelicans, they did not score 37 points in a quarter all season long, okay? Yet, they scored 37 points in a quarter twice tonight. Season high in back-to-back quarters, okay? I don't give a flying fuck of who is out there tonight. You, as the coaching staff, very clearly failed because Every other team in the goddamn association was able to figure out, oh, we're not going to at least give up 37 points in a quarter to the New Orleans Pelicans. They are the worst offense overall in the league in terms of points per game. Okay? All other teams have figured that part out. And so tonight you have Josh Giddey available, you have Kobe White available, you have Matas Buzelis available. Hell, you even have Noah Senge available, who got 2 minutes of absolute just garbage time today. And yes, he played pretty awful overall, but still, Billy Donovan's not playing him seriously. Anyway, though, my point is this, okay? You have your core. You have what is deemed the future of your core tonight, and they couldn't get a stop. So, to all the people that are so high on this core, think that this is the core of the future, think that, oh, we're heading in a great direction right now, that this team can figure it out defensively. What happened tonight? And sure, we can blame Billy a little bit, but this is also for this stream tonight, is to be blaming Arturas Karnisovas for how shit of a roster he's built, but also how badly this core right now is looking. This core has not looked great. I understand this is like Kobe's 4th game back, but right now, early results, it's giving up a lot of points per game. That's what I got right now from this core right now. And, you know, the good-ish defense we saw from Josh Giddey to start the season, that's gone. Don't know where that's anymore. Buzelis has had his struggles, but he's also getting the least amount of time on the floor. Kobe's not playing defense, and the rest of the team is also not playing defense. So, all I have to say is, like, hey, you're right now in a very bad spot with this overall team. You just lost to a 2-15 team tonight. The worst team in the Western Conference. You just only beat the Washington Wizards by 1. The worst team in the Eastern Conference. So you're so-called better than these teams. And yeah, we're missing players tonight. I don't care. So your depth is so-called better than the rest of the league. So where's the depth? I'll get to chat now and have you guys take over the stream. I am sorry for my lividness, but I hope you understand and can empathize with how pissed off I am tonight. Again, not just because we lost by 140 or we gave 140 points tonight. That's ridiculous, right? But what's the plan? Okay, I'm told that development is the priority, but then also we're benching Matas Buzelis, who was having just a fine game in the second half. Patrick Williams was not doing much tonight, yet somehow he started in the second half tonight. I don't know what we're doing, not from just a development standpoint, but also from a, hey, how are we going to try to win this game tonight and put our players in the best position to succeed? And yet, we're benching Buzelis, and that's going to fix it all? So on Woodage, for what I heard, they attacked the basket in the first and settled for threes the rest of the game and couldn't hit them, but still shot them. Also, Zion's a beast. So the Bulls have been shooting a lot of threes recently. So I did call for an uptick in three-point attempts because I thought it was necessary because I was starting to see some teams start to pack the paint a lot, and I knew that was going to limit the Bulls' opportunities to attack the paint because that's what the Bulls have done all season long. They've attacked the paint consistently. And so teams are starting to really load up on it, but yeah, I mean, I don't need 53s in a game like how we saw tonight. Like, this is definitely too many, but the Bulls definitely settled for probably too many jump shots tonight. Now, here's the thing. You still scored 130 tonight. You should win this game no matter what. You scored 130. So, like, I understand that there's some overall, like, displeasure with how the offense has, like, the attack of the offense recently, but it's like, you still scored 130 tonight. The problem is that you gave up 143. Like, if your plan is that, oh, you know, if we attacked the paint more tonight and we would have scored 150, it's just like, I don't know what to tell you, but like, that's not sustainable. Like, you're not gonna score 150 every game. So to me, like, as much as maybe that some people are not pleased with the offense recently, to tonight it should be about the other end of the floor. And so, yeah, maybe this is true, but to me, that's not important. You still scored 130 points tonight. You should still win this game. Gideon normally plays bad defense, but gives effort. Tonight, it looked like he played lazy defense. Multiple instances of him just standing under the rim while Pelicans drove to the basket. He's not the only one at fault, but for a guy that I'm looking to be as a main player of the future, this is not good. This is not good enough, right? The guy that has been so-called the leader of the locker room, like, this is not good enough tonight. I need more from him if he's going to be so-called the leader of the locker room. That's not the vet, right? Like, because like people have talked about Giddey's leadership already. And so, yeah, I don't expect Giddey to play amazing defense, but what I expect is to see the effort and to not just give up layups constantly and to actually try to put his body in front of guys to defend. And he wasn't, I mean, it's not just him, it was everybody tonight, but it's really disappointing to see from a guy that I thought I could trust a little bit more to kind of lead by example, but not happening tonight. Bulls just don't play to their strengths. Here's the issue with this statement. I think the Bulls kind of played to their strengths tonight. What they did, though, is that they gave up way too many offensive rebounds. They gave up too many turnovers, okay? Which, like, these are not strengths. Like, these have been issues with the Bulls recently, right? Like, these are not strengths, and they still shot 52% for the field and still got 29 assists. So I think the Bulls actually played to their strengths on offense. Defensively, though, you can make an argument. But to me, it's like I am looking at this team and I'm like, there's not many strengths besides attacking the paint and good ball movement and good player movement and fast tempo. That's it pretty much. And the Bulls still shot 20 of 50 from 3-point range, which is perfectly fine. It's not that. It's that this team that has no strengths on defense. That's the issue right now. 404 points allowed in the last 3 games is some wild-ish. Oh my god, bro. That is unreal to see. 404 points allowed in the last 3, not 4, 3 games. That is insane. Ugh. Yeah, what's up, Matt Skizzy? Oh, Billy Gumovic couldn't wait long enough before bringing P-Will back into his 25-plus minutes. Billy, just get the fuck out of here already. Yeah, bro. I'm done with Billy. I'm officially, like, I'm never praising Billy Donovan ever again. I'm done with Billy Donovan for forever. When I saw that Buzelis was not starting the second half, my initial reaction is like, okay, he better be injured or else that I'm gonna be so upset at Billy for not having him in the game right now. And he was not injured. He then checked in later in the third quarter. I was like, oh my god, you cannot be serious. That is just ridiculous. I cannot for the life of me understand why Billy Donovan benched Buzelis. Like, I understand, like, in terms of that, like, I understand who Billy Donovan is, but in terms of just overall gameplay and tactical strategy, no sense whatsoever. But again, the priority should be development for this team, and yet we're not playing one of our most recent first-round picks that is very clearly NBA ready. This isn't a Senge situation right now. So I don't get it. I'm lost watching what Billy Donovan's deciding to do. And he is just, like, I get that Buzelis wants to be coached hard, but you can't coach him to this degree. Like, yeah, he had some mistakes in that first half, but dear Lord, go look at the entire first half film. Like, I can point out a mistake by everybody. Like, this team gave us 74 points in the first half. That's not just by one player. Like, it is just ridiculous. See, enough, Fire Billy. I'm officially going to start the train. Like, there were people that are talking about, like, oh, Billy's great and everything to start the season. And they started to kind of convince me. I'm like, okay, you know what? Like, I may be too hard on him. I'm not in favor of Billy, but maybe I'm being a little bit too hard on him. And we get this tonight. I'm like, all right, no, I'm done. I don't care what anything does anymore. It's over for Billy Donovan for me. Start taking, honestly, where is this team headed? I won't lie. With the way that this Bulls team has looked, like, the Miami Heat loss was flat out dreadful. And that game, I don't think people are putting enough stock into. Because everyone's like, oh, Buzelis got injured, Okoro got injured, and Hurdy got ejected, blah, 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 blah. But I'm like, we still gave us 70 points in the first half before any of that happened. So, sorry, not sorry. Like, that's without Tyler Hero, by the way, for the Miami Heat, who has just made his debut tonight. Like, I don't want to hear about that Miami game, all the excuses, okay? The Wizards game gave me no more hope about this team because again, the Wizards are the worst team in the league right now, and you won by 1 point, and you luckily won by that because the officials messed up at the end. And then tonight happens, and it's like, okay, yeah, the 5-game winning streak to start the season, that was fun, y'all. But at the same time, again, I talked about on this channel, there was some luck involved in that, and I'm not taking away credit from these guys, but there was some lucky stuff happening on an defensive end. The opponents were just not hitting threes. And now, hey, we're back down to earth here. You just lost to the worst team out west, one of the worst teams in the league. You barely won against the Washington Wizards, and you probably shouldn't have won that game either. And you just got absolutely smoked by the Miami Heat without their all-star. These 3 games, I won't lie, like, it really is making me think right now, like, I think the Bulls need to actually just sell everybody. And I'm including Giddey in this sort of situation. Like, it's making me think about it. I'm not officially there yet on this team yet, like, in terms of like, oh, we need to just like flat out, okay, it's strip it all down, sell legit everybody except for Buzelis and Asenge. But I am starting to get to this point now because my concerns for this team are like, I was already concerned about this team heading into the season. I did not think the defense was going to be giving up 140 points every single night. And to see the team basically give up 70 points, we gave up 70 points in the last 3 games in the first half, okay? The last 3 games, we gave up at least 70 points in the first half. That gives me no hope. And I'm at this point now where I'm like, man, like, if this team, with its current construction, right? We're talking about Giddey being a main player on this team, and, you know, Buzelis, you know, most likely. Okay, we haven't seen Asenge, but Kobe also supposed to be a part of this team moving forward. Like, I have no faith this team is going to have any sort of defensive ability. And that's even if you can, like, put Rudy Gobert in the back line. Because, again, if you don't have good perimeter defense, it doesn't matter if you have a good rim protector. We saw that in Utah. It's just the truth. So, I just, man, I'm heavily really reconsidering this team right now. I am, like, it's so shocking to be talking about this, but, like, yeah, the Bulls are 9-8. It's thanks to a Vucevic 3-point shot that, like, the Bulls should have lost that Portland game. And you barely won against the Wizards, which is, like, you were down for 41 minutes of that game. Like, yeah, rough stretch, but at the same time, it's been a rough month of November, and this is before the injuries really started to hit the squad. I think this team is a lot farther than people think. And it's honestly, they're a lot farther potentially, and again, we have to still wait here, but they're potentially farther away than I even thought. If that's the case, then I'm like, okay, well, I think you might just need to flat out just strip it all down again, and you might actually just need to fully reset and flat out tank, because you have not put yourself in any other position to succeed besides trying to sign free agents or to get lucky, draft lottery luck. That's the only way I see this Bulls team right now getting better. Besides making, like, hitting on, like, mid-tier first round picks. Like, that's the only other way. And I'm like, okay, well, if these are my options, then I might as well just increase my lottery odds. Because I honestly, again, as much as Giddey has improved, I don't think this team's going anywhere with him being the best player on the team. Kobe, like, I appreciate his scoring, but, like, tonight was an up and down roller coaster for what he did on offense. It wasn't that great. And defensively, he's not bringing anything. And, like, you know, like, the only guys that I'm seeing concerns with Buzelis, don't get me wrong, but, like, he's still young enough for me. I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm still willing to take a gamble on him. He's 21. But other than that, I'm like, all right, just get rid of everyone else and just keep Asenge and see if he can turn to something else, and let's just hope for lottery luck. Like, I don't know, man. I am honestly, again, this is me talking, and I thought the defense would be bad. I did not think it was going to be this bad. Like, this is unreal bad. We're gonna have to really have some conversations, because this is one of, like, I said, the Bulls, if they were just a, like, decent team, they should be winning, like, 6 of the next 7, or in this current stretch right now, which we've played 2 of these games, but we should have been winning our next 4, which we've won 1 and lost 1. But, I mean, Charlotte's no joke. Like, yeah, they're a shit team, but if the Bulls don't play defense, Charlotte can easily beat us. And so I honestly think right now I'm gonna go ahead and just like for now I'm gonna stay pat with where I'm at. But moving forward, man, if Charlotte beats us on Friday after the Bulls had 3 days off, so you can't tell me fatigue, okay? Like I already think the fatigue argument is bullshit. But if the Bulls lose on Friday to Charlotte, I think I'm actually gonna be on a full out tank mode then, because like this team is not going anywhere. You're losing to Charlotte, and you just lost to New Orleans. You beat Washington by 1. Like, I have no faith in you now, and I think the Pacers they're finally starting to kind of get some guys back. Like, that's also a very losable game. You can lose any game in the league if you don't play defense, and with this way the roster is, man, like, this is your core. It's not like, oh, we're missing, like, 3 of our top 5 players tonight, and, that's a lot of our defensive guys. Like, no, this is your core that we're hoping for the future, okay? Vooch is out. Well, Vooch is not part of our core. Like, I've been adamant that Vooch should not be part of our core. So, if your core is on the floor tonight, which it is, and it's this bad, like, I'm feeling awful about this team. So, yeah, man, I honestly think that the tank idea is honestly not the worst thing right now. I'm dead serious. Also, hear me out. When I was your best player on the court, you've got a huge problem on the team. And yeah, don't get me wrong, Io's been fantastic, like, throughout this entire season, and he was honestly the only player that really showed up and played like an actual good game tonight. But even I, as a major Ayo Dosunmu fan, can understand that if Ayo Dosunmu is your best player on the floor any given night, there's a problem going on. And again, this is with Josh Giddey available. This is with Kobe White playing. This is with Matas Buzelis on the floor. Like, why is Ayo your leading scorer tonight and is taking the most shots? Like, this is just a problem. Like, because that to me is showing me that, like, Giddey, for example, he can't be the main guy. Like, he could be a supporting guy, but he is not going to be your main ball handler, because there's a lot of moments tonight where I'm like, we're kind of just looking to Giddey to kind of help us out. And don't get me wrong, his passing's great, but he can't score like how these superstars can when, like, the team is kind of struggling. And it's not to knock him, it's just the reality of the situation. I'm like, okay, well, we're struggling, we need a bucket, I need Giddey to kind of like do something here, and it's rough. Like, he's just kind of selling for threes, and he's been a really good 3-point shooter overall for the year, but that's not his game. I know it's not his game. So I'm just like, okay, well, he can't do it. Kobe was just turning it over in just the most treacherous ways tonight. And I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if I can depend on you. And so maybe some grace to Kobe, because again, it's the 4th game back, but I don't know, man. Like, he's starting now. So I'm gonna be pretty hard on him right now. And then Buzelis, like, I don't think Buzelis really played that badly tonight. And I don't know why he's not out there, but very clearly Billy doesn't trust him. So, this is your core. Like, I mean, you're in this game because Ayo Dosunmu scored 28. Javon Carter hit a bunch of threes. Like, I mean, Javon Carter had 11 points tonight, and you needed every one of them. That's a problem. Okay. And Jalen Smith had a good, decent game off the bench. So, like, you're not even in this game, but like, you're kind of just hanging around because this guy is having this best night of the season so far. This guy came in and gave you a little bit of a spark. This guy has been a quality center off the bench all season long, but like, you like need every point, and your 2 main guys up here are combined for 10 turnovers each against one of the worst defenses in the league, and they shoot like 50% and 46%, but it's not great play. Like these points were not that impactful tonight. So I don't know, man. I am very much in, like, I'm in a mode right now that I am really pissed off with, obviously, the way the team is playing, but I'm honestly I'm starting to recalibrate my overall thought process on this roster. And these guys that, again, I don't want any player to fail, but you might have to make some stark decisions here. Not your most useful, not your most swappable or flexible, but your best. Oof, yeah. Sleep Tourist Continuatovas needs to do two things: fire out Billy Gumovan and step the fuck down. I agree. Unbelievable. Yeah, 41 to 70 rebounds. I don't care who's on the floor. Yes, you're missing Vucevic. Okay. Yes, you're missing a Coral, and yes, you're missing Herter. But the only guy that's gonna help you with rebounds tonight is Vucevic. Sorry, but that's not gonna stop you from giving up 70 rebounds to the New Orleans Pelicans or 19 offensive rebounds. Like that's just effort. Okay. But yeah, apologize again for being a fan and being hurt by what you see our team going through. You got every right to be livid. I just don't want to, wake up people, and because my text was apology to my mom. But I don't want to, break anyone's speakers or anything like that, or break anyone's eardrums. But yeah, it's like I'm not here to entertain. I'm not here to entertain at all. I'm here to I'm here to discuss. I'm here to talk and obviously rant tonight. But yeah, man, I'm like, I want this to be a conversation stream. It's hard to have a conversation with anybody that's ranting and just screaming, and I'm very much aware of that. So it's very much goes against the environment I want to build. But I'm sorry, y'all, man. I was holding in my rant since the first half, or since the start of the third quarter. When I saw Booz Ellis was benched, I was like, oh my god. I thought this night couldn't get any worse with how the Bulls were playing. But then to see Booz Ellis got benched to start the third quarter, I was just like, you have got to be kidding me. It broke me. I legit just snapped, and I saw red for the rest of the game. Also, just if you're wondering, to make my night even worse, I don't know what happened to my recording tonight, but Chicago Sports Network is just a dog shit website. And for some reason, if you're wondering, my recording kind of just, the stream itself, it just stopped. I don't know really when it stopped, but as you can see here, as I scroll through, I didn't get, basically any of the game tonight, so I can't even give you guys film breakdown tonight. It just continued just to get worse and worse and worse, but honestly, we should... It might be saving everybody's asses, because the film tonight needs to be burned for what we saw. But that's after you rip apart the entire team and show them all their defensive liabilities and defensive issues. Then you can burn it. But holy shit, man. Yeah, I'm pissed, man. Bulls had a chance to draft Queen and had him and Matas and Vooch play together, 3, 6, 10 guys. So here's the thing, I know everyone's big on Queen. I won't lie, I didn't really love what I saw tonight, but that's just my opinion. I know Queen's had a lot of great games, but I think with just the way that this team is built right now, I'm just so concerned about this team's defense moving forward that I'm like, Queen, he has this, some offensive gifts, but we saw tonight the defense was not good from Derek Queen either. So I appreciate to see what Queen has done, and he's bringing a style of basketball that's fun to watch, but I'm not really too concerned about that. So I know that some people are concerned about Derek Queen, and we're not picking him, but honestly, I don't think I'd be feeling that much better about this team situation even if we had Derek Queen on the roster right now. That's just my opinion, though. Wi-Fi Billy gave him time specials. Consecutive normal punches to the face. Hold on there, One Punch Man. We peaked 7 games in the season, and from that point on, it's been free fall. Not after 30 or 40 or 50 games, after 7. Yep. Also, no, you mentioned how Kobe completely killed our movement offensively. Our rhythm and movement were pretty much done and dusted. I won't lie, Kobe has been, especially this game. The Wizards game, I gave him a little bit of grace for it, but he wasn't also that great in that game either. Yeah, man, I'm not too happy with some of the things I'm seeing from Kobe. It's mostly the turnovers though that's killing me right now from him. I want him driving to the basket. I want him shooting threes, but these turnovers are just he just tries to get into his bag, and I'm like, why? There's certain moments to isolate. I always say that there's always certain moments to isolate, and you need an ISO player to be effective in this league as a team, okay? You need somebody to take advantage of mismatches and do it consistently. And all the best teams have a guy like that. But Kobe he's isolating against like his own defender, like guys that are usually guarding him all night, and I'm just confused what I'm seeing, and then he ends up turning it over because it's just a bad overall decision. He's loose with the basketball. Like I'm honestly, I'm kind of getting flashbacks to like sophomore year Kobe, where like his overall dribbling ability just doesn't, it's not as tight from like, you know, after working out with like Johnny dribble too much and everything. Like it just doesn't look the same right now. But again, I'll give some grace to him, but still, man, like the IQ is something that I need to see be better, and I'm not happy with what I saw tonight from Kobe overall. And again, that's just not even to talk about defensively yet, where he was just not. I mean, the entire team was awful defensively, but it's still. See, whatever I say, the Bulls left you into. New Orleans has some nice young talent. Their coach did well in this game, managing timeouts. So James Borrego, I mean, look, let's be clear about New Orleans, okay? I think James Borrego did a good job managing timeouts tonight. I also give props to James Borrego for making the proper adjustments throughout this game to make sure that they kept the lead. And he still got to play the young guys a good amount. Like, he even, like, he did a good job with guys like Jeremiah Fears and, like, Trey Murphy and etc. I do think he probably relied on this guy a little bit too much tonight, but he was also playing pretty well. But to be clear, though, about the New Orleans Pelicans, and this is the reason why this loss is just so astounding to me, they're missing all these guys tonight, okay? And if you're like, okay, yeah, DeJounte's out for the season, okay, sure. But Jordan Poole is like, I know people don't really like him, but that's a very quality scorer. Herb Jones is one of the best defenders in the league, okay? This does not include Kevon Looney on this list. This is him here. But Looney's a quality center. And Jordan Hawkins, like, he's like a shooter in a sense. He's not had the best year, though. But, like, either way, I'm just showing you, like, hey, they're missing guys tonight, okay? So, you know, the Bulls are missing guys. Like, yeah, we're missing Vooch, and, yeah, we haven't had Collins all season long. Herter and Coral are out. You know, Terry's not really much of a rotation player. But, yeah, like, we're missing guys tonight. But the Pelicans have been a shit show for most of the season. Like, they have lost games they should have won. They've had many blown leads. They have been absolutely awful, and like it's hard to watch them sometimes because they have the worst offense in the league in terms of points per game heading into tonight. And the Bulls let them easily get to this number. Easily. Okay? Like, that's the part that I think that people are maybe not fully understanding. It's that, like, yeah, we could give some credit to James Borrego, and yeah, like, they have Zion, who's obviously, like, you know, is in all-star form tonight, and, like, Trey Murphy's a very quality player. But, yeah, they have some, like, young talent, but they have not really had much success in the offensive end. And, yeah, there's been guys missing games, but, like, either way, again, guys are missing games tonight, and you still gave up 143 points tonight. I am just like, what? That just cannot happen. I like, that to me just shows how shit the Bulls were tonight. It's less about what the Pelicans did and more so about, to me, how bad the Bulls looked tonight. So I don't know. I'm astounded to see this because, again, this is the worst team in terms of points per game heading into tonight. They're averaging 108 points per game, and you give 143. The Pelicans had 108 points in the game at the end of the third quarter. Like, this is, again, without guys. They're without guys tonight. Like, Jordan Poole has been, like, a big part of their rotation for the start of the season. Herb Jones has been a starter for them. Like, they're missing guys tonight, and this happens still. I am just lost. What's going on, Dusk? Sub-Duncan here for the therapy session. It won't be much of a therapy session for you. It's more so for me, but I'm sorry in advance. But let it all out here. It's a safe space, man. Zion always plays pretty good against the Bulls. I think deep down he wants to play for them. I mean, even if Zion does want to play for us, like, he's not saving this Bulls franchise right now. I'm sorry. Ion and Jalen Smith somehow managed to be the only two players on the roster with the positive BPM. Crazy. That is honestly insane and unacceptable. Like, again, this is one of the worst ranked offenses and the worst ranked defenses in the league tonight. Okay? And yet, these guys that are supposed to be our backcourt of the future, like, I don't want to say struggled, but like this is unacceptable. Like this was not a good game overall from these guys. I don't know. It makes you really think, huh? I do think the loss of Zach Collins is a bigger deal than people are talking about. I agree, but here's the thing though. As much as it might be a big deal, the Bulls have won games this season without him all season long, okay? They've gone on to beat teams like Denver, who are much bigger than them, have a MVP at center without Zach Collins. In Denver, by the way. Second night of a back-to-back. And I'm just like, at least in my opinion, I'm like, where is that effort? Okay? Where is that effort where you gave one of the best teams in the Western Conference a run and were able to sneak out a win in their home court? Yet tonight, like, yeah, you're missing Vooch. I don't care, though. Like, I generally do not care about that you're missing Vooch. You still got to 130 points tonight, okay? But why is this happening? How are you giving up 143 points to one of the worst offenses in the league? Like, yeah, Zach Collins is missing, but you were able to beat Denver without Zach Collins. So why can't you beat this team without Zach Collins tonight? Like, that doesn't make any sense to me. But either way, even if we want to talk about Zach Collins, you know, being a big missing piece, the core is still playing tonight. The core is still on the floor tonight. Even if Vucevic is off the floor, okay, the core is still playing tonight. Kobe White got 35 minutes tonight. So did Josh Giddey. Yet, it wasn't that good of a game from these guys. They struggled in a lot of moments tonight, okay? And yet, somehow, for some reason, Billy Donovan decided to not give this guy more minutes, which doesn't make any fucking sense to me. But these guys struggled. So, yeah, maybe Zach Collins is missing is a big deal, but he's not part of your core, at least I don't think he is. But if we need Zach Collins to look like a functioning defense, there's something wrong with the team. Misi had a double-double off the bench in the first half. God, man. Just saying, we're not a playoff team. The goal should be playing, taking, giving, given how this team has just been performing, makes the most sense. I'm NA 9862. I actually agree with you with like the way that the team has played recently. Okay, I'm not there yet, but like I said, if the Bulls lose to Charlotte, I'm gonna be right with you, because then I'm like, there's no reason to try to carry out with this team anymore. There just isn't. I'm sorry. And then we only got each other, front office owners, and lately even players don't give a fuck about us. That is very true. Yeah. Hard to say taking with AKME's drafting outside of Matas. Yeah. The Bulls aren't tanking, by the way. They're never gonna tank. It's just so frustrating because it's just like, well, where are we going? Like, again, I've talked about it constantly. They're rebuilding and tanking are two different things. But I'd be okay with what the Bulls are doing right now if they just accumulate a bunch of draft picks before they decide to do this whole young but with experience roster. But we don't have extra draft picks. Like, I'd be all for trying to win as many games as possible if you had just like a shitload of draft picks still. Like, you could go and sign vets for all I care. And I'm like, okay, well, if you have just a ton of draft picks still in your back pocket, yeah, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But that's not what we did. Instead, though, we are young and with experience, which is total bullshit. And we're trying to win as many games as possible, but the team has given up 404 points in the last 3 games. So, this defensively, it's just not there. So, the team has no defensive foundation, therefore, why should I believe in this team moving forward at all? I'm pissed. Appreciate the content, the grind, man. Fast becoming one of the best Bulls YouTube channel. Could you do a video outlining some of the Bulls' defensive lapses in their system? I will be potentially doing a video about that soon. It won't be like soon, but it will be coming up here. I have a very important day tomorrow when it comes to Bulls content. It won't be released tomorrow of what I'm doing, but it should be released Wednesday. So there's gonna be some stuff that is gonna be coming out here soon, but in terms of defensive lapses, like my best thing, I'm sorry because I usually have the videotaping. Unfortunately, again, I don't know if people saw this, but my recording got fucked tonight. I don't know what happened. Like, this is basically my recording for most of the game. It's so stupid. So I got like the first 3 minutes of the game for some stupid reason. I don't know why. Chicago Sportsnet sucks. So like I would actually break down some of the defensive issues tonight. I've written stuff down, but I might pull up some stuff if you're interested in that. But I'll be breaking that down maybe in a video later. It just won't be like in the next week or so. I got other content I need to pump out here. That's not specifically for my channel, if that makes sense. So I got a lot of stuff to do already in my plate, so I'll get to that when I can. But I appreciate it, Dusk, a lot. Once again, for everybody, if you missed the rant, like, and I'm just warning, I was screaming. Like, I was screaming into my mic. So if you want to listen to the rant, go to the start of the stream. That was me screaming. Like, so again, just a forewarning. I think I'm done in terms of that level of ranting for the rest of the night, but I'm still gonna be pretty pissed off, just letting you know. The problem is the coach. Billy Donovan is a major problem, but firing him does not fix all the problems. Like, I think Billy Donovan is a serious issue right now, but he doesn't fix all the issues with this team. This team still doesn't have a defensive foundation that they need with their young core, and we don't have, at least in my opinion, a developing go-to guy at this current moment in time. Not to mention then, Arturas Karnisovas has surrounded the current core with very, very bad supporting pieces. So it's not very good overall looking with just the roster in general. So to me, it's like the coach, Billy Donovan, is a major problem. Firing him, which he absolutely deserves to be fired, does not fix everything. There's many things that need to be fixed still, including the front office getting their head on straight. But yeah, man, I said it. I don't know if you guys heard it, but Billy Donovan, I'm done. I'm officially done with him. Tonight was my last straw with him. I was already pretty pissed off at him recently for some of the things that he's done in terms of lineup decisions or rotation decisions, and yeah, benching Montes Buzel to start the second half. All right, you've lost me forever. Billy's gonna do some good things moving forward for the rest of the season. I am not gonna be calling him out. I'm not gonna be giving him his praise. He doesn't deserve it at this point. I am livid. I am livid as fuck right now. Because, like, no matter what, like, if you're gonna lose this game, then it would be pretty beneficial to have this guy get as much run as possible. But very clearly that's not the priority. It's just so stupid. Let author conversation can actually be pretty cathartic. I agree, actually. But I just know that not everyone can kind of take that. So it's like, it's a two-way street, right? So, but it's my channel at the end of the day, so I guess I get to kind of decide what I want to do with it. If you didn't want Queen, you could have dropped in Newell also. I mean, look, I was okay with a lot of guys. Like, Newell was on my list. I was okay with Carter Bryant. Like, Thomas Sorbo was also on my list. Like, I wanted a Senge. And, I know it's been a rough, NBA debut and second game for a Senge right now, but I wanted him, though, at the end of the day. But even with that being said, like, even if, let's say, the Bulls drafted Carter Bryant, or they drafted Newell, or they drafted Thomas Sorber, like, even if they drafted any of these guys, like, I'm still not feeling great about this core. I think the only guy that could maybe change that is, like, and just a little bit, is that if we did draft Carter Bryant, then at least I know I'll have a solid wing defender moving forward. His offensive development is definitely going to be very confusing. And it's gonna be something we have to watch, but like, at least I know he brings defensive intensity. That's it. Like, again, you can't fix your defense with just one defender. So that's kind of it. With the Senge, I was like, hey, I think that you have a guy that can do a lot of things and defend pretty effectively, but obviously we haven't really even seen him out there on the floor at all, so we don't know right now. But yeah, either way, again, unless the Bulls were gonna get a top draft pick, like, I'm not feeling good about this core. Like, unless the Bulls got Cooper Flag, like, I'm like, yo, like, I'm talking about, like, right now at this current moment in time. Like, I don't feel good right now. Yeah, it would just be a replacement for Noah, literally. I mean, you could replace him, I get it, but, like, again, the defensive identity doesn't, like, it doesn't help your defense at all. It doesn't help build a defensive foundation that I'm looking to build. So, How many bad decisions and pivotal moments in games this season has Billy completely screwed up? Oh, a ton. Don't get me wrong. He has made a billion terrible decisions, but at the same time, you don't lose to Miami, by 40 points just from Billy Donovan alone. Like, that's a bad roster. And again, that's Miami Heat without Tyler Hero, without Andrew Wiggins, without Nikola Jovic, okay? You don't only win against the Washington Wizards by 1 point because of Billy Donovan. No, like, that just shows that your roster's flawed. You don't lose to the New Orleans Pelicans by giving up 143 points just solely because of Billy Donovan, okay? It's because your roster is flawed. That's the thing. Like, I think Billy Donovan has been really awful since the start of November. Like, I think October he was pretty good. November, though, and this is someone that has not been a Billy Donovan fan for most of his time here, but since November he's been flat out awful, and not closing games with the right guys on the floor. He's making the weird defensive decisions that I just don't really understand. The 3-2 zone against Miami was flat out horrible. Like, that was definitely part of his doing. The 2-3 zone tonight was not effective, which that's also part of the roster issues, but still. The thing that he has done is that he's gotten the team to buy into the offense with the pace and the ball movement and player movement, which I appreciate, because that is definitely a good sign. It's just that I don't care if you have like the worst defenders of all time. You should still not be giving up 143 points to the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Like, it's just flat out unacceptable. And yeah, you can blame Billy Donovan for not having these guys ready enough and not urging or getting enough out of these guys. But at the same time, I just think that these guys overall are just flawed. And they're obviously not trying. So blame the not trying on Billy, but blame the overall defensive issues on the front office, because that's on them. Team is a joke, period. It is honestly a joke. Yeah. I think I'm done with this team. Honestly, like, Delbert, like, I honestly came into, like, after this game tonight, like, I was already pissed off at that Miami loss. Then the Wizards game happened, and if you watch my stream with the Wizards, like my post-game stream after the Wizards game, I was not happy. Like, I was very much pissed off. And then, if you don't know who this guy is, but Morris Bankston, he tweeted out talking about, like, he's a Bulls fan, but he does this thing called narratives per possession, and like, he does a really good job with it. But he tweeted out talking about, like, yo, like, guys, like, this team, it might honestly, like, he just is at this point where he might just be done with this roster already, and it's just because of what's happened, like, in these games. Like, and it's because it's like, you give 140 points to Miami, you give 170 points in the first half to Washington, okay, and then you just give 140 points to New Orleans, okay. These are not some of the better teams in the league. Miami's a decent team, but Wizards, worst team in the East, Pelicans, worst team in the West. And so, like, in reality, that means that this team can give 140 points on any given night. That should be sounding alarm bells everywhere. Like, all the alarm bells should be going off right now, because this team on any given night can give 140 points. That's ridiculous. I'm sorry. That is flat out unacceptable. So, like, he was just kind of like pointing out, it's just like, yo, like, it might honestly just be time just to blow this roster up already. And so, like, here's his tweet, if you're wondering, like, and like, he was like tweeting this out. Like, I read this and I'm like, huh, like, I wasn't here yet, but I mean, the signs are very disturbing. So I don't know, maybe I'm not there yet. Like, I'm not there, but bro, if we lose to Charlotte and we give 140 points, or we give 70 points in the first half again, like, I might actually be on, like, okay, no, this team is garbage. Like, we have to just move on already. Zach Collins isn't saving this team. Like, don't get me wrong, Zach Collins is gonna help the rim protection, but he's not Rudy Gobert. Like, he'll help, but he's not gonna suddenly turn the defense around. Also, let's call a spade. No matter how much Giddey's improved his three-pointer, it's inexcusable that out of his 12 field goals, 10 of them were threes. What are we even doing? And yeah, it's like, it's partially because I've seen teams, like, they're definitely, like, loading up on the paint more against the Bulls, but it's also just, it's on Giddey. Like, he has to find a way, even when the, defenses are aware he's going to try to attack the paint, he has to find a way to still get there. And that's on him. Like, it's not anyone else. Which is yet again why it's like, I call for scoring and he's still getting to the 20-point mark, but like, this is where it's like, if you're gonna be the main guy, like, you gotta take that next step, bro. But he just hasn't. So we don't want them to egregiously take like the Sixers did. We just want to get them rid of the fat trade for picks, very young players. Yeah, like, genuinely, I'm being dead serious about this. Like, if we lose to Charlotte, I actually, because I'm gonna agree with maybe what Morris said here. We're like, okay, these two guys, like, again, props to Giddey for his development, but like, it's just not gonna work. Okay, like, I'm sorry. Like, I know a lot of people are just all of a sudden like they're on the Giddey train, including myself, of like, hey, he's actually like a impactful player, but like, with the way that this team is currently operating, like, it's not gonna be winning anytime soon. So if that's the case, right, then if you can find value for Giddey, then like, sure, but I know a lot of people want to still keep him even in this sort of scenario. But either way, the priority needs to be draft picks. Get rid of all of the guys that you can get value for, including Giddey. Keep this guy and this guy for now. And like, no one's safe. I'm just, for now, just keep your youngest players for now. And figure out the rest. Go young and get as many draft picks as you can. And try to salvage whatever you can from the young talent while drafting a competent organization. Yeah. Bulls are a team of good scorers, but no elite scorers who can take over game and key moments, which is very important. Yeah. We got like, what, 2 or 3 decent defenders, maybe 2. Like, even a Okoro, I'll throw Okoro in as a decent defender, but like, let's be honest with ourselves. Who's our second decent defender on this roster right now? Like, I think Buzelis has had his struggles, but like, he would probably be the best option. Like, I think Io has not really been the best defensively. It's not any of these guys for sure. Like, it's not any of these other guys, right? Oh, I guess Trey Jones. I forgot about him. But he's small. Like, Trey Jones is our best defensive playmaker. So combine Trey Jones, Io, Buzelis, and Okoro, and you get like, I guess three decent defenders in total of all 4 of them combined. We don't have any athletic big on defense, in my opinion. Man, how are we getting killed in the paint? Like, it will help. Don't get me wrong, but like I said, having an athletic big that's going to protect the rim, it's not going to fix it all. Like, you still need good perimeter defenders to protect the paint effectively. Which, if you're wondering how basketball mostly works, like, most of the time, like, offenses are trying to get to the paint. Like, because it's the most efficient shot if you can get to the rim. And like, a dunk is the most efficient shot. You shoot 100% on dunks, in theory, right? Unless you're Patrick Williams, obviously. But in theory, a dunk is a 100% shot. Okay, no matter what, like, you take a dunk and you should be flushing it down at around 100%. Let's just, I know there's missed dunks, but like, in theory, that's what it should be. The next then it should be layups for most guys, right? And then the way the basketball works is like, okay, well, that's our main goal. But then the 3-point shot, if we're not going to get that, it's like 3-point shot free throws, right? But when it comes to defending the paint, like, yeah, having a rim protector to contest layups and dunks is great. But if you're just constantly letting guys get into the paint like at will, right? And you have that big back there, and he's contesting every shot possible, but you're just letting guys just consistently get into the paint constantly, it's not going to be that effective. And if you're wondering okay, well, how much do the Bulls actually give up in terms of field goal attempts in the restricted area, right? Like, let's just be real. And if you're wondering how what I look at here, like, it's honestly astounding, okay? So, opponent shooting, okay? The Bulls give up, in this season, they give up the most amount of shots in the restricted area. So, like, we could have Rudy Gobert in his prime, but this alone is still a problem. And it's not, that's not because, we don't have a rim protector. Like, yeah, that's a part of it, but the problem is that you're letting the perimeter defenders are just letting guys just attack. So, like, you could still have Rudy Gobert back there, but I don't think this number is going to go down like that significantly to the point where we're like, this is now mid-tier all of a sudden. Like, this is a lot. Like, to me, there needs to be a defensive overhaul to this team. It's not just like, oh, we just need a defensive center. There needs to be a defensive overhaul to the roster right now. And that's the problem. Billy Donovan's record with the Chicago Bulls is 195-205 in the regular season, so absolutely mid, as all things should be. Am I right? Oh my god, we are. that is perfect. Like, we're basically like, it's like we went about like 40 and 42 every year. That's ridiculous. When I said Queen would be replacing for Noah, I would meant that he wouldn't be playing oh yeah, he wouldn't be playing at all. Yeah. It's hard to get excited when the coaching is bad. The team is set up to fail, and there's still no real long-term plan in place. Man, it's problematic. Yeah, I don't feel good. I really don't feel good. I'm like, my excitement for this team, like, even with the 5-game winning streak, I was still like tempering my expectations, but I was like, hey, yeah, you know what? All right, maybe the score is better than I thought. You know, the way that we're playing, like, we're seeing some like really decent playoffs. Some of these guys, like, maybe it's better than I thought. And man, oh man, has that flipped. Like, it has just absolutely just tipped on its head. And now we're looking at this team defensively, and I'm just like, holy shit! Like, I thought the defense was gonna be bad, but holy crap! Like, I mean, it's like that meme. It's just like, I mean, our expectations were low, but holy shit! Like, ugh. November. Yeah, man. I mean, like, this defensive rating is not going to work. I'm sorry. It's just not. You got to figure out something better. All right, hold on. I'm still interested in this. Like, this is, God. Okay, the Bulls went back up. Like, the Bulls, they were a little bit lower, but they were back up here again. But I mean, God, like, November hasn't actually been like even the worst in terms of points in the paint given up per game. And we're back up here. Like, I wrote an article when the Bulls lost 5 of their last 6, or sorry, 6 of their last 7, and the Bulls were here. Like, the Bulls were ranked 20th. There's a points in the paint given up per game, and now we're back to being 29th. Like, we are officially back to just being awful again. Oh my god, it's so terrible. I don't know, man. It's like, if there was any sort of like hope for some sort of like adjustment to be like, oh, like we're actually like okay-ish, or we're making improvements, it has not happened. It just hasn't. It's honestly, it seems like it's just been the same. Giddey's definitely impactful, but for his impact to be noticed, you need to have at least 2 better players than him on the floor with them. I agree. Well, with what I'm seeing so far, that could change. Like, if Giddey's able to find a way to be better, like, in terms of, like, on-ball opportunities, but I just, like, to me, the way I'm looking at it right now is, like, okay, if you're our best player, though, man, like, hey, like, props to you. I never thought you'd be our best player, even at this moment, but, like, we need to just get rid of you. And you can go and play for a team that's ready to win now. We need to reset. I didn't buy that 5-0 start at all. I didn't buy the 5-0 start, but I was like, okay, you know what? I thought they'd start 1-4, right? Like, I thought the Bulls would start 1-4. And so I'm like, okay, you know what? Maybe I was too harsh on them. Instead, like 2-3, 3-2, maybe that's what they should have been. 5-0 was definitely ridiculous, and it was great to see it. But I talked about it. Like, the Bulls, even in October, okay, like I meant, like, I was adamant about this, that it was not, our defense wasn't going to be this good forever. Like, we gave the most points in the paint per game in October. But what helped us a lot, if you were wondering, was the opponent shooting, and it was, if you go by zone, or sorry, shooting. Wait, where is it? Sorry. Oh, here it is. Yeah, closest defender. So if you go here, okay, like this is what helped the Bulls in, and we'll just go October only, but I'll even show you what was great in like the first 2 games or 3 games for the Bulls. But like, this was what was happening. In terms of wide open 3-point attempts against us, like, it was like the opponents were just missing. So we were giving out the most points in the paint per game, most field goal attempts in the restricted area per game, which is not good defense. That alone, right? But our opponents were only shooting 30% on wide open 3-point attempts, okay? Like, I don't care what you think, this is not going to continue. And as you can see, what has happened so far in November, that has not continued. It's very much gone a complete opposite way, and it's what's killing us now. But it's the combination of the fact that we're giving up still so many points in the paint per game, and now this number has officially come back down to earth, where now opponents are shooting 42% on wide open 3-point shots. So again, the points in the paint are still the same. Like, that's still the same. Like, we're still giving up a lot of points in the paint. That has not changed. What has changed, though, is that this number is all of a sudden high. And so the shots that were not going down early in the season for our opponents are not going down. Therefore, when we give up nearly 60 points in the paint per game, which is a ton, every three that hits our head is like, oh my god, that was a killer. Because you're giving up all these easy points in the paint, but then you're also giving up now 3-point shots at just a reasonable percent. And it's killing us. Like, these are wide open threes. Like, teams, like, opponents are going to be shooting decently high in wide open threes. Like, as you can see, no one's shooting below 33% now. When opponents shot under 30% in October, when, you know, the first two games, opponents shot 14% from 3-point range on wide open threes. It was the Pistons and the Magic. So, yeah, it just wasn't going to continue. But what I was hoping for was some improvement for the paint defense, and it's just gotten worse. Or I guess we're not last, which is not really much of an improvement, but it's just, it was 20th, which was still pretty bad, but then now we're 29th. So it's officially just like, okay, it's as if nothing changed. We are in a really shitty spot now with our defense. During the first 7 games of the season with the rest, I honestly feel bamboozled. I think everyone should. It's just unfortunately the way the basketball gods did it, but yeah, I guess that's the way to look at it. He's legit pass first guy, floor general, pretty old school. He's not looking to score. It's just not who he is. Yeah, and yeah, I think Giddey has to get more score first mentality in his game, but I am very much aware that he'll never get the pass first mentality out of him. So, yeah, and that's okay. Like, he's still turned himself into an effective player, and I appreciate it a lot. But like I said, if we go into Charlotte and we give up 70 points in the first half and we lose that game, like, I think I'm just gonna be at the point where I'm like, all right, like, scrap it. We need to scrap this team. I have no faith in this team now. I understand that everyone's gonna be talking about the run that this team went on to end last season and everything, but man, oh man, right now, like, I just, like, I think at this point right now, you have to take those games away, because the Bulls have just given up 143 points to the worst team in the Western Conference, who had 2 wins on the season, and the worst rated offense in terms of points per game. Like, I at this point now, I'm just thinking to myself, oh, I mean, this team can just give up 140 points to any night. That's bad. That should be sounding alarm bells. So if we're at this point now, then why should I invest in this team? Or why should we invest as an organization into this roster or this core? Time for some decisions suddenly. And I know it sounds early, but like, the last thing that you should do right now is to gaslight yourself into thinking that, oh, this team's gonna be fine, and then come down, you know, trade deadline or something, or past trade deadline, it's like, oh man, like, we're not going anywhere really. Look, man, like, I'm sorry, but the good teams they go 4-0 in the stretch, okay? I mean, we got this win, but this was supposed to be a win. This is supposed to be a win. This is supposed to be a win. You know, you can lose to Orlando, that's fine. But like, the best team, like the good teams, not the best teams, the good teams should be winning these games, even with the guys that we've had out tonight. Because the New Orleans Pelicans had a lot of guys also out tonight. So you can't tell me that all of a sudden that, oh, well, no, we had guys out, and like, you know, that's our excuse. Like, sorry, they also had guys out tonight. You can't tell me otherwise. This is just unacceptable on all levels. So, let's see where they end up, right? Because let's say that the Bulls don't win the Charlotte or Pacers game, which at this point right now, with where this team's at, I think is very doable. Like, this game, for example, like right here, like the best team in the Eastern Conference only won by 5 against the Indiana Pacers tonight. Okay, like, you know, maybe the Pistons didn't have the best game, but hey, at least they have 2 all-star caliber players right now on their roster. So, you know, if it wasn't the best game from them, at least they have some guys to kind of pick up the slack. But either way, it should be sounding alarm bells right now, because this Pacers team has been pretty bad all season long. But like, Andrew Nembhard's back, CJ McConnell's back, okay, and Bennett Matherin's also back. He has also missed some time. But they just took the best team in the Eastern Conference to a 5-point loss. What are they gonna do to us? Like, that's what I'm scared about, because it's just like, and by the way, again, if you're gonna be talking about injuries, I guess, like, if we're gonna be facing the Pacers, like, oh, well, we got guys injured, like, there is no excuse for facing the Pacers and be like, oh, injuries though. Like, that's not gonna work. Halliburton out, Topman out, Neesmith out. Like, their best players out. Top important pieces out. A starter that's been really good is also out. Like, you can't tell me that, okay? Like, you cannot. There is no excuse against the Pacers of like, oh, injuries though. Okay, bullshit. Sorry, it's just, that is utter bullshit if you're gonna be using that excuse. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong here, but I don't think the Pacers have a rest advantage either. I think it's gonna be back-to-back for them as well. It's not. Wait. No, it is. Yeah. So, like, you're gonna be, like, it's not even gonna be a rest advantage for the Pacers. You can't even use that excuse, okay? Like, you're gonna have to go into Bankers Life Fieldhouse or whatever they play it now, and you need to go and win this game. They're gonna play against Washington, okay? And they're gonna also have to play the previous day. Like, and with the way that they're currently operating, like, I mean, there's no easy wins for that team. So, yeah, like, they're gonna have to probably play their guys to just even beat Washington. So, unless they're gonna blow them out, like, you should be, like, there's no rest advantage. Like, you can't use any sort of these excuses on me whatsoever. And drafting and being traded into bad situations isn't his fault. He has no control over it, just like Zach. It's actually a two-way high-flying two-guard. It was the Bulls that forced him to be a faux. Is it foul number 1? I don't know how to say that for some reason. I know what that means. I don't know how to say that. Having to do a little bit of everything, score, create, etc. He ended up how he ended up. Hopefully, Giddey won't be ruined too. I mean, yeah, like I think Giddey should have like a pretty good foundation moving forward, but I don't know, man. Like, if this, again, I'm being adamant, like, if this continues with the way that the Bulls are playing, then I think he needs to go, just for his own mental sake. And go and try to win somewhere else and be effective somewhere else. Like, it'll probably be in a much lesser role, but like, still, it'll be effective. Max's contract surely did not max his potential, and Zach wasn't a star type of player. He was ready to be molded. We got him at 22. His skill set and mentality weren't set in stone. Yes, I agree. Just saw his rookie deal. Yeah. Just let him find his own way in the dark. Yep. And you wonder why players don't want to come here. Sorry, I need to respond to a text. I'm so sorry. All right. I would love to do film breakdown. Unfortunately, I don't have my typical recording, but I'm gonna do my best here with what NBA.com gives us. And I appreciate what they give us here. I'm gonna, I think, show 2 plays if possible. But we will see what we're able to do. First and foremost, let's just show this play if it's possible. Like, you guys remember back in preseason, I was showing a lot of the offense. Like, I just don't even care about that anymore. Like, I care about this team actually trying to find a way defensively to, like, actually, like, not be so horrible. But I don't know. Like there are still some cool things that we're doing on offense. I'm just not interested anymore about it. Like I think I'm aware this team can pick up pace and assist well and pass well and move well. I'm aware. But like I just don't care right now about the offense. I genuinely just only care about this defensive end until this shit can get figured out. Okay, I don't get the full play here, but reminder to everybody, okay, what the Bulls are running. This is a 2-3 zone or arguably a 2-1-2, and Jalen Smith was the one, and so you have 2 up here and 2 down here. Whatever it is, I honestly was kind of confused with it, but let's just call it 2-3 for now. But like in the zone, right, you have areas you need to cover, right? And like, you know, I'm just kind of just general circles of like where the guy should be covering. And you see here, like, Kobe decides to kind of go down alongside the ball here, right? Like, I don't know why all of a sudden he just decided, like, oh, I'm going to be taking Misi as well and, like, break this into man coverage suddenly. Like, it really should be, this should be Buzelis' guy now, and this is Saddiq Bey. Kobe should just take Saddiq Bey, who's moving up to the top the key. And I'm just like, what are you doing? And so, you know, these 4 guys, right? These 4 guys are still playing zone, but Kobe's now playing man. And it leads to this, where all of a sudden now we're all like, I'm just like, what the hell is this? This is utter bullshit from you guys. Like, this is not even hard. And yeah, I saw that. And I was just like, what are we doing? This play, it's the last one I'm going to show here, because I know that we don't want to watch this. But I mean, like, come on, guys. Like, this is just shot goes up, okay? Javon Carter, this shot goes up, and these 2 guys have to go. You have to run back here, and I'm getting a phone call. Excuse me. All right, sorry, y'all. I want to make sure that we were. Sorry, there's some important things there to talk about there. Yeah, just basically though from these plays that I just showed you, like it's so frustrating just to see the simple things where I'm like, okay, like the zone for some reason got busted for no reason. Okay, like it wasn't even like Kobe going towards the ball; he was going towards the center, right? And he was like so scared about it, but it's like that's Buzelis' man now. But you know, we're breaking the zone not even from the ball going in certain spots. It's just guys moving. And then on the other side where we shoot a shot, and we're not getting back on defense. Like, okay, this guy shoots it. You got like these guys up here. It's run back, and when we saw Buzelis run here, but like. If Buzelis is going to run in, then Giddey has to get back no matter what then, right? And so, like, Buzelis tried to go in, but either way, I'm seeing this guy is just, like, he's barely moving. Like, Trey Jones is moving more than Josh Giddey is, which is ridiculous. This is the problem. Like, this is unacceptable. This is not even that hard. This is just flat-out effort and awareness. It's not even schematics. It's just like, yo, come on, guys. Like, we got to wake up. And I'm like, yep, all right. Ability is looking for instant impact from a young player. Maybe Lachlan can get some run. He's roughly queen size and he can run well. Queen 6'9", 250, and Lachlan 6'8", 240. I mean, I would have liked to have seen Ulbrich tonight. Like, I was already pissed off tonight because, like, the starting lineup didn't make any sense to me at all. Like, I didn't understand why Jalen Smith wasn't starting. And then to not play Jalen Smith more minutes also didn't make any sense. But yeah, I mean, I would have liked to have seen Ulbrich out there. Just give him some run. He's played well in the G League so far. And yeah, I think he might get you'll get some instant impact out of him on offense. You won't get anything much defensively though. But I would have liked to have seen it. Again though, Billy's not going to trust these guys for some reason. Like there's no way Ulbrich was coming into this game. You had to be in an NBA contract and not a two-way contract to come into this one. So, but I agree. I think Billy should have potentially played him tonight because, like, yeah, we're down 2 centers tonight, and we're not even starting one. Like, why not start Jalen Smith and bring Ulbrich off the bench and just try it in the second quarter? Like, if it doesn't work out in the first half, okay, then we don't run it in the second half. But at least try it. Like, I don't know why it's such an issue, but you can at least try. Just saw the perfect meme. P. Will 1 of 7 with 3 points in 14 minutes. Billy, oh dear, gorgeous pats in the back. Matas 3 of 4 with 7 points and 2 blocks in 6 minutes. Billy, you fucking ducky. Yeah, man, it doesn't make any sense. I don't know why Patrick Williams played so much in tonight's game. He had many rough moments, including a bad turnover on a drive that I was just like, yo, like, what are we doing? And like he wasn't really doing much on Zion anyway. Like this was not the best game for Pat. I don't know, man. I don't know. I just don't get it. I don't know at this point anymore. I mean, this is the only guy, honestly, tonight that I could say that really blocked a shot effectively. And like you watch some of these plays on his blocked shots, I'm like, yeah, like, hey, good job. Like, for example, or this is an offensive play for the Bulls. What? See if I can find any of his block shots here. But like, I think Buzelis, like on his block shot, was able to block a shot on a pretty nicely scoring wing right now for the New Orleans Pelicans. Like, boy, wouldn't that be something just to keep in the game? Wouldn't that be helpful? Like, wow. You think G League a step down for German BBL? Noah looked like a deer in the headlights tonight. Wonder if he's kind of lost some physicality. Here's the thing. I think Noah looks like a deer in the headlights because he's worried about getting pulled immediately. Like he's worried about like if he makes one bad move, it's all of a sudden like, oh, it's curtains for him. I think the G League should be a step up from German BBL, but maybe I'm wrong. Maybe I'm actually wrong, but because like the German BBL is supposed to be a step down from the typical EuroLeague, right? So maybe I'm just wrong, but yeah, I don't know. I'm honestly I couldn't really tell you, but I would think that the G League should be a step up. If it's not, then at least that Noah's still performing well over there. Honestly, even better so far, but yeah, I don't know. Really a step down from every European professional league, but reminder, like the German BBL is not like, it's not like the EuroLeague though. So there's no structure in G League. It's free for all. Everyone runs for the ledge, trying to show out and get a contract. But I consider that more so like no structure whatsoever to me is Summer League. Okay, like Summer League, like that's where everyone's trying to get a contract and like everyone's playing for themselves. There is genuinely no structure to Summer League. I think there's more structure in G League, though, personally. That's just my opinion. But, sure, like, I do agree, though, that it's definitely more free-for-all than some, from, like, the EuroLeague and, obviously, NBA. But I will also admit that it is definitely more free-for-all compared to the German BBL, for sure. Summer League to me is like the most free for all though. Like there is no structure in Summer League. That's why certain guys struggle in Summer League because like they need some sort of structure around them. Like Io, for example, struggled in Summer League, but like that kind of makes sense. So I don't know. That's just my opinion. You know, I mean, I'll go. You know how good people are coming from the NBL. Lachlan seems like a young NBA ready prospect, but not like rookie of the year, all rookie candidate. I don't know about how ready he is, honestly. Now he is a little bit older, but I think he might need this year in the G League personally, before in terms of like being like, yeah, he can like 100% come in and contribute. But I do see some things with him where it's like, yeah, he could come in and have some effect, especially on the offensive end. But yeah, I can't give a firm answer though. Most G League players wouldn't really play in European top teams, even national leagues like German and Bundesliga. Okay, I don't know that one. Sorry. Okay, I did not know that. Okay, I don't know then. I don't know how to think about it then, because like it's good to see that Asenge is like really playing well. Like because even in the G League so far, like Asenge has not even like been like a ball hog in the G League. Like he's gotten his points like off offensive rebounds, off of just like kind of moving around the floor. Like he's done a good job down there of like not ball hogging. Like he's like kind of getting his points just kind of within the flow of everything. Not really ball hogging. He's like doing everything kind of pretty effectively down in the G League. So I guess it's a good sign that like he's not like taking a step back in the G League if it's actually worse than his, you know, previous league. But yeah, I don't know. At the same time, though, once again, he's 18. Like I always keep saying that. Now, again, like I agree that if they wanted an NBA ready prospect, then you shouldn't have drafted him. There are many other guys that you should have drafted instead. But you know, at least in my opinion, like I'm not really too worried about NBA ready guys right now. I care about more so about the potential. But you know. Just check Blakeney's stats. He plays for Israel for Hapoel, the G League legend. Blakeney, Israel winner, 11.3 points, 3 rebounds, 1 assist, 20 minutes. Fair enough. I mean, I will say he is a smaller guard though, so I don't know how his game has aged, but I understand. Yeah. You think Billy wanted clean over Noah? His recent comments make me feel that way. Well, for what I read and like, you know, the comments that he put out that was public today, like it does kind of sound like that, but it also just kind of sounds like he he didn't give like a kind of like a firm answer of like, did he like what he saw from Queen or not? He just kind of said that he scouted him though. So I don't know. It's so hard to rebuild at this point because like you think that he's saying one thing and then like his actions mean a complete different thing. So I don't know if I can ever trust anything from Billy Donovan at this point, but if you wanted Queen, well, then he has to figure that shit out with the front office. I thought they were on great terms, so I thought that Billy Donovan and the front office were you know, hand in hand and kumbaya and everything, but I don't know. But yeah, it's interesting for sure. But again, like it. You know, I know a lot of people are high on Queen. Like for me personally, it's just like I'm still not the highest on Queen even at this current moment in time, and it's just because like him defensively is just it's concerning for me. Like I know that I always saw like, oh, baby Jokic and whatever, but like I think that unless you actually turn into Jokic, like being a center, like you need to have some sort of defensive capability. And I shouldn't be doubting him too hard in terms of like learning how to be a better defender. He's, you know, in his rookie year, but I think it's a little bit harder for me to have faith with his current age right now. But I don't know, I'm probably being too hard on him. But like I said, I was also fine with Carter Bryant. I was also fine with Thomas Sorber. Like I was also fine with Noah Asa Newell. Like I was fine with other guys. And yes, I was very much fine if we traded for the Pelicans pick, which is what we should have done. I was adamant that even though I like Asenge, like we should have traded for that New Orleans pick, because it was very clearly offered to us. So yeah, I'm not, you know, as much as I was the Asenge guy, like first and foremost, it's too early to still make a determination of Asenge. It's way too early still. But you know, if we're complaining about league ready prospects, then like, okay, well, if you wanted that, guys, then you should have drafted somebody else. I don't know what you were thinking. Jake Milton in Serbian League, 8 points, 2 rebounds, 4 assists, 20 minutes, 45% field goal percentage, 20% from 3. Okay, that's actually more shocking to me. I will admit that, because Shake Milton's not that reliably doesn't rely on athleticism. So that definitely gives me a better perspective for sure. I appreciate that. Yeah. I think some Bulls fans want Asa as they felt like he was the most NBA ready, which honestly I don't even know. Like I mean the Hawks haven't. I don't think the Hawks have really even played him that much, which is kind of shocking to me. Let me just check here. I could be wrong, but I honestly I don't think he's really played. Yeah, it's a cool story. You know, he goes back to Georgia for at Atlanta, but like I was cool with this guy. Now he went 23rd, so you know I do think that is important to keep in mind. That it's just like, okay, well, I mean, if we picked him at 12th, then maybe it would have been too high, but at the same time, I think once you get kind of past 10, it's a little bit of a crapshoot. But yeah, I personally wanted him. I was pretty high on this guy, and yeah, I think he could have came in and given us something. Like he would have given us some defensive help immediately. His overall other parts of his game are definitely kind of lacking, but he could have given us some defensive help, a little bit of rebounding, some good screening, and vertical spacing immediately. And he'll definitely hustle for you. He'll get offensive rebounds. So, yeah. When he plays for Bayan, 10 points, 2.5 rebounds, 2.5 assists, 23 minutes. Wow, that's really low for Spencer Dinwiddie. Wow. Okay. All right, good to know. I appreciate that, Box. All right, so then what are we done? Yeah. Huh. Like, it's really good for Asenge that he was like sort of starting coming and also coming off the bench for his team. Yeah, he definitely had some struggles, but I also do think that he also had some pretty decent moments in that league. The good news is also that he shot it well in that league. Like I do applaud that from Asenge. I wonder then how much maybe did I put too much stock, do you think, into him playing in that league then? Like was that a bad decision then by me, Box, that I put too much stock into Asenge playing for that league? And thought it would transfer over easier, or am I still just being like reasonable for now? Sorry, Megs. If you send a link, links get timed out immediately. Always know a ceiling, poor man's KG. My comparison was like kind of like Pascal Siakam in a sense. You know, a guy that can ideally, like, he'll be a little bit more off ball potentially, but he can, you know, score in many different areas of the floor. Ideally, he'll have better ball handling, right? It's not going to be like amazing, but like he can still like run like handoffs. And yeah, it'd be sort of kind of similar to how Pascal kind of scores, but like less ISO, if that makes sense. Like Pascal scores in many different factions. Like the way the Pacers kind of use Pascal, like they kind of like a lot of Pascal with Tyrese Halliburton is like Pascal's off ball. Like Pascal is like he is moving around, he's setting screens, and like he's constantly just moving in the offense. Now it's much different this season because it's, you know, they don't have Halliburton, so like he's much more on ball this year. But like the way that Pascal is like kind of used is like pretty dynamic, and so that was kind of my plan for Asenge. It's kind of similar to that. Like I know a lot of people like want the Giannis, and it's just like I wasn't even expecting Giannis, but could you get a guy that is potentially a 6'10", like do it all sort of forward that can guard multiple positions and score effectively in the interior and rebound effectively? Like that was what I was really hoping for, and ideally can also score and give you like, you know, 18 plus a night. You know, all-star wise, like if you get to all-star, I would kind of look at it as similar to Pascal's kind of path. But if that's the case, if that's not enough, then like I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Poor man's KG is interesting, but KG was much more on ball than I think that maybe Asenge might be able to do. But if Asenge is able to figure out his handle, then it's going to look a lot better for him. then like a poor man's KG might actually be effective. And I'm talking more so like power forward KG than center Kevin Garnett. Kevin Garnett was hella athletic, like extremely athletic. And while saying it has some athleticism, I don't think it's that level. Take into consideration that in Europe, basketball is still pretty much a coach's game. The players are there to follow the coach's plan. If they are not good enough, the coaches just leave them to rot. Okay, yeah. Doesn't matter what Billy likes. What Bulls fans wanted for so long is him getting fired. If you weren't, I know you weren't here earlier, Migs, but I went on an absolute rant about Billy Donovan to start the stream, and it wasn't just because about the fact the Bulls give 140 plus points. It's because he benched Montes Buzelis to start the third quarter. Like, what the hell is that? That is unacceptable from Billy Donovan. You cannot bench Montes Buzelis, no matter what this season. I don't care if he's having his struggles. This is supposed to be about development. You benching Montes Buzelis is a travesty. That cannot happen. Billy said he benched Montes in the third for lack of rebounding per Joel Lorenzi. What? Wait. Lack of rebounding? No. Fuck no. Fuck no. No. I'm sorry. No. That is utter bullshit from Billy Donovan. I'm never supporting this man ever again. But, like, what? He benched Montes Buzelis to start the third quarter because of lack of rebounding. Meanwhile, Patrick Williams starts the third quarter, is the starting center tonight. He has 2 rebounds and no points in the first half. What? I'm sorry. That is utter bullshit from Billy. That is genuine utter bullshit. Like, why not? No, why does he just come out and say that you didn't like how he was playing defense or whatever? But then, like, just take the heat when someone like me or others gonna be like, well, I mean, your entire team gave up 74 points in the first half. Like, was it just Montes Buzelis that you were upset at? Like, it obviously you should not be. But to say rebounding was the fucking problem is utter bullshit. I'm sorry, that is stupid. Alright, so Bulls fans, bring up Sam Cassell as a chance to coach that got rid of Billy. I brought up Sam Cassell because he's been an assistant coach for a long time. I'm less keen on him now. Like, I'm not like that much in favor of him now, compared to I was like in previous years. But like he's always been a guy that's like I've always talked about as like potential for the Bulls. But right now, in terms of like who I would bring in, I really don't know. I'll have to kind of go and kind of search around for some coaches, but like, yeah, for me, I'm in no man's land right now when it comes to the coaches. Yeah, I'll have to do some research. Time to find out Patrick was rebounding. Yeah, that's just you hit it right in the nose, Thomas Banks. Before I even saw it, like that is just so bullshit from Billy. I'm sorry. Devontae Graham sucked in the preseason. He was signed from a Serbian team too, and 12 games into the regular season, he hasn't seen a minute of playing time. If you can't follow the plan, if you keep failing to understand the schemes, the rotation, etc., you're done. Okay, so then at the very least, then you know with the Senge that he's like he understood, you know, the game plan, understood the rotations and schemes, right? And it's a different sort of ball game over there. They play a different style, so at least that's good to see. I probably put too much stock into it. But, like, my biggest thing is just that I don't think Noah's going to be, like, coming in as, like, a clueless bum into this league. Like, yeah, he might not be NBA ready in terms of his raw physical skills, but in terms of him, like, mentally, like, he's not going to come in as, like, a clueless bum and, like, he's, like, trying to figure out how to play basketball. Like, he very clearly was, then, at least from what you're telling me, and for what I saw, like, he has a feel for the game. Like, that is very evident. I still don't like the way he's being handled right now. I don't understand what the Bulls are doing. But yeah, for example, like, yeah, the 3-point shot that we saw, his first shot of the game, right? Like, yeah, this 3-point shot I'm about to show you, like, it was pretty rough. Um, like there's many just like overall like mechanics that were out of whack on the shot, but the biggest thing is just like pay attention to his feet. Like this is not fully stable. Like at least from what I can tell, like there's more weight on this foot, and this is where like a lot of people already kind of talked about this, and like other people have pointed this out. It's just like it's not always like consistent with his jump shot. It's like sometimes it looks like perfectly stable and like, oh, it looks fine. Other times it's like there's too much weight on one foot, there's too much weight on the other. This might have been fine, but at least from what I can tell, like this wasn't like perfectly stable. But it's a rough mess. I won't lie. Like this was overall a rough mess. Up and down looked better there though. I won't lie. The up and down motion looked decent, and like yeah, rough miss. However, and this is where I got pissed off at some people on Twitter. Okay, like this play here from Asenge, like I'm pissed off that Billy like sees, oh, look, this guy came over, my man came over to help on the Giddy drive. So Asenge's like, oh, I'm gonna back cut here, and unfortunately, just Giddy couldn't get him the ball as quickly, like because ideally he's supposed to get the ball like right now, Asenge should be like, you know, throwing the basketball like right now because he's cutting to the basket. But it took Giddy a while for the ball to get here, right? And so because it took him a while to get here, then Asenge is no longer facing the hoop when he catches the ball, so he can't just go straight up. So instead, he's now behind the hoop in a sense, and the ball is thrown at his torso level, but it's he has to take the time to then turn and go up to the rim. Like, should it be faster? Probably. But the people saying like, oh my god, like it took him like 3 eons to like get it up there, like it's like, okay, well the situation though was he did the cut right. It just took a while for the ball to get there. I'm not blaming Giddy, like make it clear, I'm not blaming Giddy. You know, he was being hounded by a bunch of guys, but it just because it just took that extra second that it allowed Queen to recover. But yeah, like as 6'10", he should probably be looking to finish this better. But at the same time, I also can understand that he was put in a little bit of a weird spot. So, Billy then benched him after this, which was just ridiculous to me because I'm just like, I mean, he did everything right. So I'm not like upset at all really what he did with, like he cut at the proper time. He was looking for the pass the entire time, and you know, ideally should have gotten it earlier. And he went up and once he got the ball, but it was just too late at that point. So I don't know. Maybe next time I guess go for the dunk instead. But I just, yeah, I don't know. I feel bad because like I think he honestly did things fine here. But he'll learn. But again, the only way he's gonna learn is if he gets playing time. So put him in the G League for the entire season, or get him minutes here. Whatever way it is, I don't give a flying fuck how it is. He has to just play. I don't care if it's, hey, he's gonna be in the G League all season long. That's fine. If he's gonna be in the G League all season long, he's not 19 until December. Like, fine, okay, that is totally fine with me. But what we can't have is him just riding the bench all season long and us trying to just wonder what sort of development has he done, what sort of player he is in the NBA. Like, we don't know. Yeah, like this needed to be faster probably, but at the same time, I'm like, hey man, it's his second game ever. Like, full quote from Lorenzi, Billy Donovan said he turned away from Buzell to start second half for rebounding. We need help there. He's got to be able to find a way to help us a little more. What? So Billy decides to start a non-center lineup and is like, oh, we need help in terms of rebounding more. He also then decides to start 3 guards in the starting lineup, and he's like, oh, we need help with rebounding more. And he puts out the guy in the starting lineup that has been notorious for not rebounding effectively, and he's like, oh, well, we need more help in terms of rebounding. And so we're going to bench the guy who gets more rebounds between the two of the forwards, and we'll put in Jalen Smith. Sure, that's going to fix things, Billy. Like, what the fuck are we talking about? I had the same rebounds in the first half. Like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, that is just genuine bullshit from Billy Donovan. I'm sorry. Like, he is straight up making up excuses to why he wants to bench Buzelis at this point. Alra's trying to get the ball for Giddy. That's why it took him some time. Alra's a menace. Oh, I mean, yeah. I think I'm not blaming Giddy for the pass being late. It's just that, like, I feel bad for Asenge because if the pass was on time, like he gets his first bucket in his career easily. So I just feel bad. But like people blaming him, it was just like, oh my god, it took him 3 eons to get up. I'm like, bro, like it wasn't like he was, momentum was towards the basket. He had to stop, right, to make himself still available around the rim. Because if he keeps going, then he's not at the rim anymore. And so I just felt bad. I'm like, okay, well, I mean, I don't know what to really tell people, but like that's not really his fault. We can kind of blame him, but it's not fully his fault. And probably should have went up with 2 hands, but still though, it's like if it's just passed at the the ideal time, it's fine. How many times was Buzzel's actually guarding the perimeter due to a switch or whatever? Is Billy expecting him to somehow also get the rebound? He's taking it his ass. He's tucking it off his ass. Yeah, I don't know, man. It's utter bullshit right now coming from Billy. It's just like, yeah, we need more rebounding from him though. Meanwhile, Patrick Williams is only guarding guys, either the center or Zion Williamson, who only shoot in the paint, and he can only get 2 rebounds. Like, what? I'm sorry. Like, it's just genuine bullshit at this point. There's just been nonsense out there. Like I said, y'all, the Billy Donovan, like any sort of support for Billy Donovan from me is over. Like, I am done with this man. He is done for me. He can officially just go to hell. Because he's not ready to coach this team properly, clearly. And development's key. So I don't know what we're doing here. Instead of us looking to develop guys, we're worried about our 6'10" forward, about his lack of rebounding, even though he was tied with 4 other fucking starters in terms of rebounding in the first half. Like, yes, let's blame the team's lack of rebounding on our one youngest player that is currently playing in the rotation currently, instead of blaming legitimately everybody else on the roster. Like, let's blame Buzelis only. Like, I'm sorry, what? This should have Donovan checked for early onset dementia. Oh, God, man. I don't know. All right. I want to break down a couple things in terms of spot track. But before I do that, though, I do need to use the bathroom. And so I'm going to take a quick bathroom break. I'm going to run an ad. And then I want to come back and talk about, like, what's the doomsday project for the Bulls if we lose this game to Charlotte on Friday. What's sort of like an idea we need to, like, kind of a foundation idea of what we should be looking for. Yeah. Well, I'm going to come back. I want to talk about it briefly, and then I'll preview this game against Charlotte. I'll give you guys all a, happy holidays and send-offs, as we'll be having a 3-day break from the Bulls. And then we'll end stream from there. But, all right, ad break is going to start now. Meanwhile, you guys get to look at Bulls salary cap sheet. Woohoo! I'll be right back. Gonna use the bathroom. right. Hope everyone enjoyed the ad break and everything. All right, let's briefly talk about what we needed to look at here. Because he either doesn't remember shit or he's lying through his teeth. Yeah, I don't know honestly what Billy's looking at. Like, I swear to God, he is genuinely like, he's I don't know if like someone paid him to try to find ways to like excuses to bench Buzelis or whatever, but sure. Billy supports as we hired him. However, this season I've started pulling away from him, from liking him as a head coach. I mean, like, man, again, I respect everyone's opinion. I've never been a Billy supporter. Okay, I started the stream talking about like I try to be objective when it comes to everybody, but I've officially, I think at this point now, I'm just like the objective like thing for me when it comes to Billy is just gone, because what he did tonight specifically is just like it's the point where I'm like, this is like the untouchable zone for me, right? And you went in there and decided to do one of the worst things possible in my opinion. So I like, there are things with Billy that I'm like, I'm gonna disagree with this, I'll disagree with this, I don't like this or whatever, but like it's his decision at the end of the day, and I'm like, okay, whatever, like I'm not an NBA coach. Like the one thing that you cannot do, at least in my opinion, and like hell, I'm giving him grace for how he's handling Asenge, but like the one thing you cannot do with this current roster is you cannot just bench Montes Buzelis just because. Like no matter what, he needs to be starting at start of the game, at start of each half. Okay, if he doesn't finish games, which already that's stupid in and of itself, I've given him slack for that in some situations, but tonight it hit that level of just like, there is nothing in my mind that makes sense for this decision. I'm sorry, but like it's just time. Like it is officially time for me to be like, no. Like Billy, again, he's gonna have some good moments. He's gonna draw up some good plays. He's gonna have some good decisions moving forward. Whatever it is, it's just time for me to be like, I don't really care about that anymore. You bench Montes Buzelis when we're trying to develop guys. Like, I don't care. That is inexcusable, and that to me should be a fireable offense. You don't allow for something like that to happen, but that's just me. I know a lot of Billy haters that have hated him before this, and there's obviously supporters of him because he's like Hall of Fame head coach and whatever. But yeah, man, I'm done. You guys have every right to support him. Like, you don't need to follow me on this, but I'm just like, basically what I'm saying though to everybody is that if you expect any sort of good Billy commentary from moving forward, you're not gonna get it. I'm officially just out on him no matter what happens. And I'm pretty set on it, I think, at this point. I could wake up tomorrow and change, but like what I was seeing red when Buzelis was on the bench for the second half. I was seeing red. I was like, you cannot be serious. There's nothing in my head that makes sense for this decision. So that's what we're gonna go with. You're a legend, bro. I appreciate it, Delbert. You guys are all legends, by the way. I sincerely appreciate the community. I'm not what I am without you guys, so thank you so much for still tuning in to when I'm mad and pissed off and showing my anger on this stream. All right, let's talk Doomsday, because unfortunately right now, I hate to say it, but like I showed the tweet that I was kind of looking at earlier in chat with you guys, and that was the tweet here from did it go away? Oh no, here it is. This tweet here from Mo Banks. Now this was after the Wizards game, mind you. Okay, so this is after the Bulls won against the Wizards, which a lot of people are like, well, just be happy. I'm like, no, I'm not happy. I'm not happy about that win. But again, this is after the Wizards game, and he was like, after last night, I'm equally fine with the Chicago was blowing up the roster or making a trade for the superstar. Now, here's the thing about this idea of a trading for a superstar. Like, it's just not, like, I just don't really see a feasible option for this to work. In terms of trading for a superstar. It's not because of, like, oh, like, maybe there's, like, a lack of options of a superstar on the open market, which, like, yeah, there is that. But it's the fact that I think the Bulls are going to get outbid. Like, I don't see how the Bulls can maybe outbid some teams when there's a superstar just like suddenly available. So I just personally think that trading for a superstar is just, it's not really in the realm of possibility, but maybe I'm wrong. But either way, he talked about blowing it up, right? And like, for now, again, things could change when I wake up tomorrow, but for now, I'm not at like, okay, we need to like absolutely just like burn this roster to the ground at this current moment in time. But I'm telling you guys, if the Bulls lose to Charlotte and like we give up another 70-point first half, I will be there, I think. To me, there's like no reason to invest in this team moving forward. And so that leads us to this, okay? And it's about like, all right, well, what do we need to prioritize when it comes to figuring out what to do with our books with this team, the salary situation. So there's going to be a couple things that I think are going to be top priority. If let's say this sort of doomsday, I just call it doomsday just cause, but this full out like, all right, we are flat out blowing it up idea needs to just be implemented now. And so first and foremost, I'm not saying this needs to be all done at once. I'm just saying that this is just stuff that I think needs to get taken care of eventually in a timely manner, I should say. Not like, you know, you can't wait 5 years to do what I'm about to say. You have to do this in a timely manner, but there's definitely things that need to take priority. First and foremost is just if you can find anybody to take Vucevic, and like if you have to wait until the trade deadline, so be it. But you need to trade this man. Just get him off the books. Like trade him for like top 50 protected second round pick. I don't care. Get him off. I appreciate what he's done as a vet presence and for being healthy for most of his time as a Bull. But if we're doing an actual like blow it up strategy, he needs to go. Kobe White also needs to get traded. Again, this is just again to not make this out of context. I just want to make this clear. This is if I think that the blow it up strategy needs to be implemented here. But Kobe White needs to get traded ASAP. You're not going to be bringing him back if you decide to blow it up officially. You're not going to be bringing him back at all. So you need to go and try to find a way to maximize his value. And to me, his value declines every day passes assuming he's healthy. His value declines every day that passes because a team trading for him would not have him that long if you trade him in February compared to if you trade him in December. So you need to trade him as soon as you can if you are going to be implementing this idea. You need to make a decision on Ayo Dosunmu. Now, funnily enough, if there's going to be something coming out from me later that it's gonna sound contradictory to what I'm talking about right now, but I do think you're gonna need to make some decision on Ayo. Now, here's the thing that I don't think some people are kind of thinking about when it comes to Ayo, I think this applies for most situations, but I've been adamant that the Bulls should be trying to look to re-sign Ayo, or more importantly, try to extend him during this current season. And I know a lot of people are like, oh, you're going to be looking to keep him long term. And like, in an ideal world, I would love to do that. I love Ayo. Ayo is just, a joy to watch, and he's also turned into a very, very, very good player. So in my opinion, I would love to keep Ayo. Like, I would love to keep him around. But however, if we are implementing this whole blow it up strategy, then he has to probably be traded. However, the one thing that I think will be interesting to kind of take note of is that if the Bulls, let's say, extend him, right, and we'll just assume it's still on like a teamish friendly deal, so like let's say it's about $15 million a year, that might actually raise his value, right? Because like, yeah, he is on a 7-year or $7 million contract now, okay, like, yeah, that's a very, very team friendly contract for this season. However, he will be an unrestricted free agent come the off season, right? And that's where his value tanks, because he can just leave for nothing. Many teams get the mid-level exception. He might accept that. He could just go anywhere, right? And you can offer him the most amount of money, but it doesn't matter. However, if the Bulls extend Ayo and then maybe look to trade him after that, like, that actually might be more valuable to teams, because they'll be trading for a guy that has 3 years left on his contract versus him being an unrestricted free agent after this season. So instead of giving about 3-ish months of Ayo, if you trade him at the trade deadline, you would get 3 years of Ayo. So that is something that it's gonna be interesting to look at for the Bulls. if they might want to extend Io, even if we're going to do the whole blow it up project. Like, you might still want to just extend him if possible. Javon Carter is obviously, we've been trying to get rid of him for a while. I got to get rid of him. Guys that aren't expiring. So, you know, Collins and Herter, I don't really exactly know what the plan is for these two guys if, like, let's say the Bulls do blow it up. But, like, it's the same thing with Vooch. Is like, you just try to get some sort of value for them if possible. Or the other thing that could be interesting is that you could take on long-term contracts for picks, okay? So you would be sacrificing some of your salary cap space. However, you would be offering salary cap space to some other team for the future, or, like, you know, the more upcoming years. And so you'll be taking on probably a bad contract that's over a lengthy period of time, but you're offering a team some salary cap flexibility a little bit more earlier than expected. But you would want a pick out of it, right? And so I do think that's stuff that could be considered with these guys. I just don't really know who would be that interested. Like, for example, there's been this idea recently because, like, I mean, I doubt, like, I'm just throwing out ideas here, but, like, the LA Clippers have just been an absolute just shit show this season so far. They've had issues overall, but you know, let's say, for example, you send Zach Collins over here, and is this a team option? My bad. I thought Bogdanovich was a player option. My bad. But let's say, like, for example, if Bogdanovich was like a player option, like, you would send him back to the Bulls, and, you know, we'll take on his contract for this year and next season, and, like, we'll get like you know, we'll get like a draft pick out of it, which I know the Clippers don't really have many draft picks at this current moment in time, but it's just like that sort of hypothetical, right? This is a team option, my bad. Okay, I thought this was a player option, but yeah, so like that's like an idea. I don't really know who. I'm trying to think of, like, teams that are kind of looking to shed salary cap space for next season. It's just like the Mavericks might be a team, but, like, the one guy that they need to get rid of is, like, PJ Washington, but he can't get traded until next off season. So I don't know. I'll have to kind of look around, honestly. I need to look around for some teams that are just kind of like, they just kind of have, like, some, like, dead money in terms of, like, players that aren't, you know, like, it's not dead money, but it's like, it's players that are basically dead weight, and they're trying to just clear up their salary cap books for earlier years. Maybe Philly? Nope, they are locked in with. I'm gonna assume they're gonna keep Paul George. I'd be kind of shocked if they didn't. Toronto's interesting. Probably just gonna keep. Okay, I'll have to search around for some other possible teams. I guess I just don't know how, like, Miami, like, views Andrew Wiggins. Like, they just want to get rid of him. Like, that's an option, right? I don't know. So, man, I'm throwing out ideas. It's nothing good, but just ideas of how you can try to obtain draft capital pretty quickly. It won't be, like, great, amazing value, by the way. It's just ideas. Of how you can try to find a way to just obtain draft capital. Because, like, one of the things that I don't think people remember with what Oklahoma City did, okay, is, like, everyone remembers what Oklahoma City was, like, the Paul George trade, right? The Paul George trade was obviously, you know, they got Shea out of it, but people, I swear to God, forget how they got to this position with all their draft picks, right? Okay, like for example, this, right? Like, Kemba Walker was traded to Oklahoma City. I don't know how many of you guys remember this, but, like, basically OKC took on Kemba's contract, and they got a first-round pick out of it, right? Now, even before that, if you guys remember when Al Horford was with Oklahoma City, Okay, like Al Horford was traded, he was dead weight to Philly, and so Philly traded away picks to the Thunder, right, to get Al Horford's contract off the books, right? So like this was like brought up to me like again because like Keith Smith wrote an article recently about this, but like the people that tell me that like, oh, like, you know, using cap space to take on dead weight contracts for draft capital is like not that legit. And I'm just like, when I hear that, I'm like, the Oklahoma City Thunder might actually make a dynasty off of doing this shit, okay? Like, that's the thing that I just don't think people understand is, like, the reason why I talk about this is because OKC did it, okay? They took on Al Horford, okay? And they got picks out of it. Like, they got a first-round pick out of this, okay? They took on Kemba Walker, and, like, yeah, they traded Al Horford back to Boston, which, I mean, Boston wanted Al Horford back, basically. But, like, they took on Kemba Walker's contract, okay? And they got a pick out of it. Like, that's how this shit works. And it's just so interesting to me because it's just like people, I guess, just don't look at this like that. Like, it's okay. But again, like Utah traded Derek Favors to Oklahoma City for a future first round pick, right? And they got second round picks in return. Like, this is why they did this shit. This is what they did. This is why they have all these draft picks. Traded to Oklahoma City from Utah with a future first round pick for a future second round picks. Like, this is why they're in this position. So I think honestly this is something that I would want the Bulls to copy. And even if you are not one of those people that think that draft picks are that valuable, you might think that draft picks aren't that valuable, but other teams do. Okay? And if you want to be making trades with other teams, like if you think that a superstar from a current team might become available, okay, then you would want to have the draft assets to trade to get that guy. So no matter what, having just draft assets to me is a win. I don't even care like what sort of position you're in, okay? Like having draft assets is a win, right? Obviously the Bulls should be looking to try to get guys, younger players that are maybe a little bit buried down their benches or, not maybe in the best role for them overall. But like, I'm just saying that if you can't go and get those guys because your guys on your current roster right now aren't really that valuable anyway, like you're not gonna be able to obtain one of those people. But if you can't get that, then you should still be looking to try to find ways to accumulate draft assets and using your expirings to go ahead and accumulate those draft assets. You can offer financial flexibility to some team and be like, hey, give us a pick out of it. So I don't know. It's just, these are things that go through my head. Trey Jones, for example, should be pretty valuable to some team. Like, you can get something out of him. Io should be pretty valuable if you decide to trade him, especially if you extend him. I think that, like, there should be a heavy priority to try to find a way to get some sort of value out of these expirings. If you can't, it's not the end of the world. But then the next guys that should be looking to be going is Okoro, Smith, and Trey Jones. So again, expirings first, like Vucevic, Collins, Herter, Javon Carter, Dalen Terry, like these guys, like they gotta, and Kobe White, like these guys are gonna have to go. Io, you have to make a decision on if you want to extend him or not, and then look to trade him later. And then after that, it should be Okoro, Smith, Trey Jones. Those are three guys that are gonna have to be looking to be traded away. It won't be as urgent, but like you're gonna have to look to trade those guys away as well. And then look to see if you can trade Josh Giddey and Patrick Williams after that. Which if you're wondering, I can live with these guys being like on this roster for a little bit longer. So it's like it's not that urgent to like move these guys, but if you can get some good value for these guys, then definitely look to move them, especially Giddey. Like, if you can get some decent value out of him, then look to move. And again, this is just the hypothetical that, like, hey, like, the Bulls are in just, it's rough. Like, we lose to the Hornets, we lose to the Pacers. There just doesn't seem to be any sort of positive end in sight right now. Then I think it's probably time to go ahead and use the blow-up idea. Blow up the team. And decide to just salvage value and go and try to build through the draft like a competent team would. with extra draft picks, not just your own draft picks. So I wanted to just go ahead and like kind of talk about like what that would look like. You know, I'm not just like saying, oh, let's just blow it up just because, you know, it's the term that people are using. It's an actual like me thinking through this whole, you know, what would a blow up look like? What are the certain moves that need to get moved first? And then what are things that can kind of take a little bit of a back seat, but have to get moved eventually in a timely manner? Yeah, that's just kind of what I'm looking at. It's something just to keep in mind. But yeah, thank you for coming to my TED Talk, I guess. But yeah, it's something that I'll dive more in detail to if it's like we're at that point. Like, I'm telling y'all, like after Thanksgiving and like the Bulls got 3 days off after today, and we lose to Charlotte, like I'm gonna lose my shit. If we lose to Charlotte, bro, I'm gonna lose it. I'm like, all right, yeah, it's time to blow it up. You're losing to the worst teams in the league. And like, yeah, I don't really care that you went and beat Denver the other day. Like, I just genuinely do not care. Like, you're losing to the worst teams in the league consistently now. And if you give up like 130 points in that game, like you're consistently giving up a lot of points to the worst teams in the league. Okay, it's time for a change. My alarm bells are sounding heavily at that point, and we gotta make some changes. So that would be the plan. If we lose to the Hornets, like it's time to blow it up. Like this is what I think we need to take a priority. So yeah, again, I'm not there yet, but I'm almost there. I know, you know, some people come in and like we need a tank, and like, you know, I'm not saying we need a full out tank, but it wouldn't hurt. It honestly wouldn't hurt, honestly, if this team continues on their current pace right now. But with that being said, okay, this game, to me, if you're wondering, this game right here, this is a very important game. Okay? At least in my opinion, if I was a general manager, I'm looking at this game and I'm looking at these players right now and I'm like, yo, guys, like, I understand it's so early, but the signs I've been seeing recently when it comes to your defensive ability is very alarming. Okay, not to mention that the offense hasn't really looked that great either. It's been kind of iffy a little bit. But I see some inability to create your own shot. You're heavily reliant on the pace and the ball movement. We don't really have like a consistently 3-level scorer out there. This game's pretty important if you want to continue to try to keep you guys, you know, around each other and try to win with each other moving forward. I think honestly, if I was general manager, like this game would be pretty important for all these guys right now. So I'm not honestly sure how this game is going to go, because with this Bulls team, I feel like I have no idea at this moment in time. Let's look into Charlotte. Okay, Charlotte makes threes, right? They're 8th in terms of 3-point makes per game, but however, they shoot about 20th in 3-point shooting percentage. Okay, either way though, that just screams in my head that, oh hey, they have 3-point shot makers. The Bulls have to be ready. Okay, this is a team that you cannot take lightly when it comes to giving up 3-point looks. You have to be able to get out there and defend significantly better than what we've seen these past 3 games. Do not let them suddenly just start launching threes at will and have all the confidence in the world, okay? Because the thing that I get pissed off about recently with this Bulls team is like, they'll start the game like not the greatest right now, and that just gives young teams who have been on losing streaks a lot of confidence, okay? It gave the Wizards a lot of confidence to try to win that game against us, and we barely won. The Pelicans took it and ran with it, right? Well, they just ran with it in that second quarter. Like, oh, I mean, oh my god, this feels amazing, right? And they basically held on to a double-digit lead for most of this game. So Charlotte has been pretty awful. I believe they're now on a 6-game losing streak, if I'm not mistaken. I could be wrong. It might be still 5. Okay, it's currently now 6. So they're right now at this current moment in time, they're on a 6-game losing streak. Let's see if they actually play on Wednesday, which there is a possibility that they do. Or I guess I don't think they play. Okay, but they do play on Wednesday. So I mean, they're most likely going to also lose to the Knicks on Wednesday. We'll see though. But Bulls are going to see them on Friday. So the Bulls are going to have a severe rest advantage over this team because they're going to be playing on Wednesday, and the Bulls got 3 days off. So God, no excuses. I genuinely do not want to hear the excuses when it comes to this Bulls roster. But no excuses whatsoever. You have no excuses for this game if you come out flat. If you come out with no energy in this game, no excuses. You had 3 days off. Charlotte had 1 day off. So, no excuses. I'm not here for it. But if you come out and you start slow, like, this team potentially is going to be on a 7-game losing streak, and they're going to be up double digits in the first quarter. Gives them a lot of confidence. They're like, oh, shit. Like, man, we're up in this game, and they're going to try everything in their willpower to try to win this game. Okay? So, the slow starts cannot continue. I've been pissed off with the slow starts. The starters have had a pretty overall bad starts to the season. It's just like starting games. It's really frustrating to look at. Really quickly, I just want to look at this. Full starters now are currently ranked 24th in the league. This is the entire season. Okay, they're ranked 24th in the league in terms of plus minus, but just in general, just how things are operated. In terms of advanced stats, let's just only go back to the starters for this team. Okay. Offensive rating for the starters, 71. Defensive rating for the starters is better, but it's 75. But either way, we're looking at a negative 3.8 net rating for the starters, 23rd rated. So starters got to come out better. We can't rely on our bench to bail us out every time. Our bench has been one of the better benches in the league. It's not better than Oklahoma City's. Stop saying that it is. Yeah, I mean, our bench has been better overall. But recently, actually, because of our recent struggles off the bench, it's been back to just kind of meh. So, injuries, sure. But still, I would hope to see better bench. Like, Oklahoma City's dealing with injuries off their bench all the time. And they're fine. Yeah, I won't lie, man. Like, it's crazy that we're saying this after a 5-0 start. But, I mean, the Bulls should have probably already hit the 500 marker because they should have lost to Portland. But, like, I mean, if you lose to Charlotte, then you're at 500. You lose to Indiana, you're under 500. And that means that you started the season 5-0, and then 19 games into the season, you're under 500. If you happen to lose these next 2 games. Which, to me, I think are very losable right now. So, this team needs to show me something that hasn't shown me in recent games, in these recent weeks. Show me some defense. All I'm asking for. Show me defense. I think a lot of other things are going to take care of itself if you just show me some decent defense. Okay? But right now, and I think that's asking for the bare minimum, this team is not even giving me that. And that's what's so frustrating, is just that, like, you guys can't even give me just a basic level of defense right now. Like, what are we doing? Absolutely insane. I want to look at the defensive ratings. Sorry, hold on. I'm just interested. Last 3 games. Let's go, or, the last 4 games. I mean, this is flat out disgusting. That's being graceful for us, though. Let's go last 3 games, okay? Last 3 games, Bulls are tied with Charlotte, or sorry, not tied. They're at the top of the worst defensive rating numbers. Next to Charlotte, Utah, Sacramento, and Washington. Awesome. Clippers are also under 500. Denver's actually been pretty bad recently. They've had some bad losses to us and to some other team that just recently beat them. But yeah, like, this is ridiculous, guys. Like, I don't care if our offense is suddenly going to find a way to be better. Like, this is unacceptable. I cannot stand for this. This just cannot happen. Last 3 games, Miami, Washington, and New Orleans. It's 126. That is disgusting. I'm livid to see this alone. Opponents' points per game. In general, we give up too many in the season, by the way. For the last games, though, we've given up the most points per game, 135 points per game. So again, for the love of God, can we find a way to get this under 130? Like, it shouldn't be that hard, guys. But we are averaging giving up 135 points per game in the last 3 games. Like, come on. This just can't happen, guys. Way too unacceptable. Opponents' offensive rebounding. This has been a horrible stat in the last 3 games. As you can see here, we are tied for second worst. Just at all levels of accounts are just like, holy shit, we are terrible. Yeah, not happy, y'all. Guys, I mean, opponents haven't even shot the best from 3-point range. Like 40% is obviously like pretty solid, but like, it could get worse. Free throw attempts, we're giving up 33, which means we're fouling way too much. Like, it is just awful on all accounts, man. Wow. I haven't given up that many threes. All right, y'all. You guys know what the plan is, right? Like, it's just straight out just play some defense. Charlotte is top 10 in terms of offensive rebounding. So as we have seen recently, that this has been a major issue for the Chicago Bulls. Don't continue this trend, okay? Find a way to be better in terms of boxing guys out. It's not that hard, please, for the love of God. Guys want to actually double? Oh yeah, okay, yeah, they're top 10. So we'll go to an advanced stance really quickly here, but I mean they're top 3 in terms of offensive rebound percentages in the season. So once again, another team that is going to be trying to get second chance opportunities. Box out. Bulls of possession, box out. Okay? Unacceptable to be allowing teams like the Charlotte Hornets to be getting like near 20 offensive rebounds. Like, it is a travesty that you gave up nearly 20 offensive rebounds to the New Orleans Pelicans tonight. Do not allow that to happen again. Okay? Also, as always, don't turn it over. That's always just a terrible thing in general. So, find ways, y'all. Find ways to just be better. I am livid that we're even talking about this like this right now, but I mean, if this is gonna be the team, all right, yeah, it's time. It's time that we're gonna have some serious discussions if we happen to lose this game. So, I hope that the team understands this and they go out and be better. And I hope Billy Donovan understands that, holy shit, man, like, if you don't win this game, like, we're gonna have some serious issues with you. At least, you know, in people like me in the fan base, okay? Front office is gonna love you to death, but for us, like, you don't want that Donovan name to be tarnished forever in Chicago. Like, you gotta be better, man. So I hope you guys for these next 3 days can take your mind off the Bulls a little bit, but I do have some good stuff coming out here in terms of content for me. So next 3 days the Bulls do not play, so we are not gonna be, you know, losing our minds watching a Bulls game and them not playing defense or anything like that. So hopefully the Bulls are able to get some rest and be ready to play in Charlotte, because dear Lord, if they're not, I'm gonna be losing my mind. This Bulls team is gonna have to figure a lot of things out, and we will see how they respond on Friday. With that being said, though, when it comes to me, okay, there's gonna be some Bulls content coming out from me. Okay, there's gonna be an article coming out from me on OnTap Sportsnet this upcoming week. It should be out tomorrow. I'm hoping it should be out tomorrow, but it might not be. If it's the latest, it'll be out is Wednesday. Okay, so be on the lookout from myself for an article that's going to be focusing on one specific player. And so if you're interested in specifically seeing my stuff, I will be posting it in my community tab for you guys. So you'll always get that notification there. It'll also be posted on my Discord. I'll also be tweeting about it. But if you ever just want to just go onto the website and just look for stuff from me, that's my article link, or my author link, excuse me. So all articles I publish are gonna be in that link. So there's gonna be an article from me either tomorrow, or I don't know if it is already midnight, but Tuesday or Wednesday coming out. There's also gonna be something else from me that is gonna be from OnTap Sportsnet that is not an article. So that should be released Wednesday. So be on the lookout for that as well. I will also be notifying you guys in the community tab when that is posted and everything and published. So be on the lookout for that sort of stuff. We should have some more time to ourselves here because we will be not watching the Bulls. So I would sincerely appreciate you taking the time to listen to some of the stuff. I just gave it away, but read some of the stuff that I put out and just look at my content and consume my content that I'm going to be publishing in the next 2-ish days. So I would sincerely appreciate that. With that being said, though, I'm going to wish you guys all a happy Thanksgiving to all of you that celebrate. Happy holidays to all of you that celebrate. I wish you all nothing but the best and hope you guys see some family if you are going to be seeing family, and having a good time. Hopefully a lot of you are off work and enjoying some time with some people. So hope you know the rest of this week's gonna be fun for everybody and an enjoyable time. I know the holidays can be stressful though, so you know, just take it one moment at a time, guys. But I want to say to end the stream, thank you guys so much for everything when it comes to this community. I am very thankful for you guys being my community here and creating a great environment, allowing me to come on the stream and just be screaming and still taking it in, and like, I guess maybe not enjoying it, but like understanding and empathizing with me. Like, it honestly means a lot. Like, you have no idea how much this does mean to me. Like, you guys are, like, having you guys, man, it's just been an absolute blast even when the team is struggling. So it's truly something that I do appreciate. I hope you guys understand that, and I am truly thankful for this YouTube channel and you guys that come in and tune into every stream and watch my content when you can't tune in, read my content when possible. It truly does mean a lot. The conversation that we have here has been an absolute just blast. Like, I wish there are times on streams that I could just talk for like 12 hours straight with you guys, because I love talking basketball, and I can talk about basketball for hours and hours and hours. And I feel like I've been allowed to do that on here, and you guys seem just as, wanting to be talking basketball. I'm sorry, my English is bad tonight. But you guys are looking forward to talking as much basketball as I am sometimes, and I sincerely do appreciate that. So I want to give you guys my thanks before Thanksgiving. I sincerely do appreciate every one of you that has been respectful and creating a good environment, and welcoming other people to the community, allowing others to come in and check out the community and see what we're all about. We are small, but I don't think that just because we're small that we're nothing. Like, I truly believe that we're very, very valuable, even though that we're not the biggest community. And I hope that you can like recognize, like, I really truly do value you guys a lot. So once again, just a thank you from myself to you guys before Thanksgiving hits here. So I will not be seeing you guys on stream before Thanksgiving, so go ahead and enjoy the times watching some basketball, some football, and everything for the rest of this week, and then I'll be seeing you guys back on Friday. Hope it's better than what we've seen recently, but I said, man, if it's not, then we're gonna have some discussions. So I look forward to having those discussions with you guys. If you have not hit the like button on the stream yet, please do help me out a lot. I sincerely do appreciate you guys hitting the like button on the recent streams. It's been great. If you're new to the channel like Bulls content, please subscribe. We're doing Bulls content all season long, and hope you guys have been enjoying the Bulls content and the streams recently. And yeah, if you have not hit my Twitter or my author link for OnTap Sportsnet, please go ahead and check it out. Let me know if any of you want to join the Discord. Please let me know on Twitter or in some sort of notification. I could get you guys in. With that being said, though, I want to say good night to you guys. Hope you can all recover from this Bulls loss, because I'm definitely not going to. And enjoy some time with the family and everybody. Thank you guys so much, and I'll see you guys on Friday. Peace out. Be safe. Have a good night.